Welcome back to Rainier Rushdown here for Street Fighter 6. This is our first rookie tournament that we got going on, and we got quite a few entrants here today. I'm AAA. I'm here with my co-host, Motivation. How's it going, brother?
It's going pretty good. Glad to be here. It's really exciting to be doing a rookie bracket again. We haven't done one of these in quite a while. I think it's a real good opportunity for some of those players that might not get to play as much. So this will be exciting to see tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's going to be lots of brand new faces that we haven't seen come out. I mean, the best thing about these tournaments is going to be the fact that people aren't as worried. They're not as scared. They know that this bracket, we're here to learn. If you win it, that's great, and you got that pride for it. But at the same time, this is the place to learn. You're going to go back and you're going to watch your VODs. You're going to see what happened. You're going to maybe hear something we say and be like, you know what? That's a good idea. I should maybe do that. Overall, it's a good time. Don't stress about it too much. We're gonna have a good time here learning from each other, playing some good matches.
Yeah, and it's also, I think it's important to play games that feel like they matter a little different. Sometimes you hop on ranked, it feels like the other person doesn't care, but here it's like, the stakes are, there's no real stakes, but it's still exciting to like have that drive to win or like be pushing a, place. So it'd be a really good opportunity for everyone who might not get to play in like the other tournaments or might not get to go as far in those. It's like you're going to play against people around your skill level, and you're going to actually get to learn from people who you'd be playing against like in your online games.
Yeah, absolutely. And to speak on the level of play and how people play here, I noticed that throughout any rank, no matter where you are, the thing that I notice is that people in rank specifically play different because they're hungry for points and they do decisions that normally wouldn't. And that makes it really difficult for you to learn something or apply something that you've learned up until this point, right? Because it's like, oh, this guy's just smashing, or this guy's just, he doesn't care. He's not weighing risk reward. He's not thinking about options. But here, I find that across all levels of play, everybody just turns that off weirdly, right? They're like, we're in a tournament here. Let's take this a little bit more seriously. I'm going to be a little bit more cautious with how I do things. And overall, I'm going to try to win as best as I can and apply everything I know up until this point.
Yeah, it's a huge opportunity to like pick your moments. It's not so much like I've got to figure out how this person plays, how they deal with like someone who's just doing DP on everything. It's like, no. Everyone's going to have a game plan. Everyone's going to be playing the way they like to play. And it's about how you adapt and how you deal with that or impose your game plan that you don't really get to do in ranked because, again, everyone's just after points. Where here, it's like, I just want to beat you. So I'm going to play my best to beat you. And that's important games to play.
Absolutely. And outside of this tournament, which by the way happens every 2 weeks, on the off week, every other week, there's going to be the normal bracket, but the in-between weeks, we're going to be having this new rookie bracket. And again, it's going to be that opportunity for you to learn, maybe join a bracket that's not quite as intimidating. You have those people that just run you over and you don't really get the chance to apply what you've learned or learn something new. But aside from that, every 2 weeks, both this tournament and the other one, we do have some other tournaments that are coming up. We have Fight Kingdom that's happening this weekend up in Seattle, and I'm going to be attending that one personally. I'm not sure if you're going to be there, but I will definitely be there. Not only is there Street Fighter 6, but a lot of the older games, some Third Strike, Street Fighter 4, I think some older Guilty Gear, I'm not too sure, but yeah, some fantastic opportunities out there.
Yeah, I unfortunately won't be at the one this weekend, but in a couple weeks, we've got 2 tournaments coming up on the 21st. There's one down in Portland. So for any of you, Oregon gamers that might want to get some offline games in, we got the Portland Punish on the 21st, and they'll be playing all the major games. You got Street Fighter 6, Strive, Xrd, KOF, also Unist and Blaze Blue. So you got a lot of anime games and your standard Street Fighter. We also have the FGC number 6, that's a monthly tournament for Seattle. That's gonna be on that same weekend. So if you don't want to make a drive 3 hours down south for me going to Portland, I'm gonna drive an hour up north to Seattle, go play some SF6. They also have Strive there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, also there's bonus round coming up as well, which I would argue is probably one of our best events overall, run by my good friend Albie. He always does a fantastic job, and the team overall just brings banger events. And for Halloween, up on the 28th, they're going to have Street Fighter 6, they're going to have Strive, and the brand new release MK1. It's going to be one of our first events, I believe. And Xrd as well, all going to be happening in Portland, Oregon, just like you were mentioning previously. Yet another tournament to look out for in that area. And then on the other side of things, back all the way over in Bellingham, there is another tournament called One Up Lounge, the WWA Regional. That's happening on the 29th. There's Street Fighter 6, some classics like Darkstalkers, MVC2, some good times over there. And then, of course, even further north than that, we got Pinnacle 2023, one of my favorite tournaments, to be honest. I've been to it a few times. I love all the Canadians up there. Shout outs to people. They're really nice. My good friend Tofu up there. Mortzi with the Fang. I'm sure he's playing Aki now. Who knows what he's up to, but everybody's super nice over there. Also a fantastic tournament. I'm looking forward to going to that one as well.
Oh yeah, I might try to make my way up there this time. This will be my first time heading up to Vancouver to play fighting games. Normally it's just to go see some hockey, but you know, if you have any interest in any of these tournaments and you want more information, if you pop into our Discord, the Pacific Northwest Street Fighter Discord, we always have links. We have events posted. Events will be posted weekly, so you're going to be seeing notifications on new events, new things. It'll also give you ideas for if you want to go play locally. We have a pretty good track on anything happening just in the area. So if you don't want to go to a tournament per se and you just want to try your hand at playing offline or play against people you don't always get to, you'll be going into that events channel and you'll find a lot of different places up north, down south. There's always info in there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I'm guilty that I haven't been going to enough tournaments recently. I feel like I've been doing so much time like focusing on learning and picking the character that I want to play, but with so many events now, it's like we're spoiled for choice, right? We have so many things that we could be going to, and I definitely want to head up a lot of these a lot more frequently. I know FGC, it seems like a pretty good one. That's one I've been hoping to go to a little bit more. And honestly, just reconnect with the community a little bit. I feel like I've been a little bit MIA. I mean, I've been doing these online tournaments, which have been really fun in their own right, but definitely got to get that in-person meetup schedule going back. And, you know, there's nothing beats in-person tournaments. You know, grabbing a beer after with your friends, maybe getting some good food, some pho, some Korean. You know, that's always like half of the experience going to in-person tournaments.
Yeah, and then speaking about tournaments, I think we're about ready to queue up our first match. We've got Fighty versus Sando. They're going to be the first match we have on stream here. We've got Luke versus Jury. At least that's what it looks like.
It looks like both of them are platinum, so it looks like it's going to be an even fight. And me personally, I'm not too aware of both of these players, so it's always interesting to me to see these fresh new faces, see what they have to bring to the table. And honestly, you'd be surprised. I remember last week in like the normal bracket, like I forgot the player's name, but it's somebody I've never seen before, and then they finished top 3, and I was like, where did this guy come from? You know, like all like there's online warriors are definitely scary this time around because like our netcode's good, right? Our netcode's good. These people are entering tournaments, they're practicing a lot. And there's going to be a lot of faces that maybe you don't recognize in person, you've never seen them before, but definitely don't sleep on them. I feel like I could get like, you know, smacked by any given person at any time right now. So definitely keep your eyes on people as we progress in this game. We teach each other and we progress the meta.
Yeah, it looks like we're heading into round 1 here. Starting off just feeling each other out, and this is an important thing when you're playing these tournaments here. You can't really establish how you want to play until you learn how they want to play.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to establish that conditioning, what the other players' tendencies are, and try to figure out what kind of game plan you want to establish. Oh, Sando trying to close the distance with the drive rush, but
gets caught too close on the shimmy.
Oh no, but Fighty is burnt out here, and he gets drive impacted by Sando. Oh no, he drops the combo, but it's still gonna work out at the end of the day. Round 1 going to Sando.
Yeah, doesn't quite finish his plate, but a great situation. I mean, he's got him in burnout. He's got a health lead. Fighty starting off early. Put on the pressure with the EX overhead. Got him in the corner now.
All right, good pressure, Fighty.
Good block on the overhead.
All right, Sando getting a little bit of that pressure off of him now, being able to establish the space. Fight his way out of there. Lots of drive meter to work with.
Tried to jump back late. Didn't go for an anti-air, wanted to jump out. And he burned himself out on that drive rush.
Oh, is he a spend CA? Yes, sir. Not only is this going to do a huge amount of damage, but it's going to give Sando a lot more meter and keep Fighty in that burnout state. Let's see what happens.
Gets caught going for a neutral jump shimmy.
I imagine that. Oh my god, wait. Level 1, but it got clipped by the low fireball. Oh my god. Dude, I was just about to say, I think that normal DP from Luke on Wake Up was probably Wake Up CA, because the normal DP is not invincible.
No.
And if I'm not mistaken, Luke's level 3 is probably double quarter circle forward.
I'm actually not sure of the input, but I want to say it's kicks for the super. But again, we're getting into game 2. Sando with an early throw. I like the way Sando's structuring his pressure, but Fighty likes to play forward. I mean, he's coming in with the flip kicks, so you can't take the space for too long.
He's not scared to spend that drive meter to drive rush in off of a button. He seems to be able to keep himself out of burnout quite well, so his management has actually been quite well. But Fighty ready with the drive impact. This could be a big combo here, but not quite what he was looking for.
But now they're both in burnout.
Oh no, Sando did not bait it out. A little bit too greedy. He saw the burnout state, right? It's like a deer in headlights. It's like, that's all I want. I want free pressure that I get, plus frames that I normally don't get. Perfect time to wake up level 2.
I'm sure you're a great character with good buttons to keep you kind of stuck in block stun and abuse you and get you to the corner, but Fighty knew, I need to get out of this now, and so he woke up with level 2.
And
playing well this round too.
All right, slowing it a little bit down. Sando a little bit low on drive gauge, but Fighty looks like he's gonna back off. He's got the life lead. He doesn't have to take any risks here. He could just react.
Dive kick.
All right, Sando. Here we go again with the drive rush pressure and the drive impact.
Yeah.
Are we going to level 3? Spend it all, yes sir.
Spends the meter, has a good after super situation, keeps his burnout at halfway, so still gonna have to deal with a lot of pressure in the corner.
You have to bait the super here. You have to bait the super. You know he wants to do that. He did it last time. It's scary when you're in burnout because it is not just the plus frames that make it scary. It's the fact that it's the only situation you can get chipped out. But Sando taking that second game regardless.
You know, but on the same side of that, it's like, you know, he showed me it once. Is he really going to do it twice in a row? You know, you've got to test those limits, because if you don't make them play scared, you're never going to have an edge.
If you know scare, I know scare.
Oh, great combo in the corner into level 1.
Despite being burnt out, an enormous life lead here, and it looks like Sando is not going to be able to fight out this one, and Fighty is going to be taking the first game here.
That was it was an 18-second round, that last round. He just put him in the corner, kept him in the corner, comboed into super.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the things that makes these characters top tier is not just the fact that they have all these options of strong neutral. It's the fact that any given hit, they just get so much reward. Look at the damage here from Fighty.
Just to cash out, baits his throw, gets the Oki. Corner combo, one throw will do it.
Didn't want to quite spend the level 1. I don't think he needed it, but is he going to regret that later on? Here comes Sando with a full stick of butter to work with.
Level 1 again, that's going to work.
Oh, man. One of the best level ones.
Yeah, oh, no, he's so fast.
Very safe as well. You can't punish it as hard as you would other supers. And it's a projectile super as well. Oh, my God.
Oh, good. And burns him out.
Spending a lot of meter. Oh, good.
Another bait on the throw. The neutral jump shimmies are working out really well for Fighty.
Both of them burnt out, but Fighty with a significant life lead and the corner positioning. Sando's gonna need a miracle. He needs one hit into the level 3. But Fighty
with that flip kick again. He is not dealing with fireball pressure at full screen. Good level 1. That's gonna do it.
With punish with the level 1 super, Fighty is gonna take it over Sando here. Oh
Yeah,
man.
so really interesting. Fighty did not want to deal with the full screen fireball drive rush. So as soon as Sando walked back to do fireball, every time Fighty's doing the run canceled into the flip kick. And whether he gets the trade, whether he gets hit, he's still putting that pressure back on Sando, not letting Sando set up that mid screen game. So I think that's a really good choice. And it shows the way he wants to play, where they want to play.
Absolutely. And I mean, this is something that I've only come to the realization just because I've been playing Aki recently, but having a fireball is so strong in this game. Like just literally any fireball, for one simple reason, which is you add an additional stack in the neutral when it comes to drive rush specifically. So like if you're playing someone without a fireball, like say like Marissa or like Manon, it's like with punishing, I look for a jump and I look for a drive rush. I can cover two of those pretty well on reaction, right? And like I can let him get away with like a drive rush like here and there, or I can let him get away with a jump. It's not a big deal. But the fireball kind of it will just occupy that space, and it will allow them to kind of put that game plan forward that they would typically want to. It's not necessarily I want to hit them with a fireball. It's no. This exists so I can make you make a mistake, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and it adds that layer where, okay, maybe you have a good anti-air range. Well, if I put the fireball and I drive rush behind it, now I'm no longer at jumping from that place where you have your preferred anti-air. Now you got to make a harder decision. Am I doing a jump back jab? Am I just holding the fireball? Is the drive rush up to do a button, steal some plus frames? Is the drive rush up just to see what I do? Because what if I try to DI the fireball? I get DI'd on reaction. The slow fireballs specifically set up so much for the person who has the fireball.
Absolutely. Aki's is significant. Oh my god. Like, given you can jump it on reaction. I don't think a lot of people know this yet, but like think of it in the same way as like Street Fighter 5 Ed with like his V skill 1. It's not quite as bad as that, but if you're looking for it and you see the animation, you can jump and punish it on reaction. But the thing is, she also has Serpent Lash, which is instant. Right, so it's not like, oh, I can just sit here and wait for it. There's many more stacks in this game. What if I just drive rush at you randomly? What if I jump at you? What if I normal dash? What if I just walk forward and I'm poking you with stuff? There's so much to think about that when you look at that in a vacuum, you're like, that's bad. But no, it's actually not, because if I get away with it, it's my turn and I'm in your face and you have to guess, strike, throw.
Yeah, and you get to pick the option, or you can condition them. It's like, okay, well, I've gone for throw 3 times. Now the only thing you're thinking about is tech, and that makes the game so much easier for that fireball having character, especially with the slow fireballs. It looks like next up we're gonna have Miceston on the Marissa and Goris on the Geef. So we got a big body matchup. I can't imagine it's fun to be the Geef in this matchup.
Oh yeah, no. The reward Marissa gets for being correct on a hit is just significantly higher, that even if Geef is right several times, it almost doesn't matter. And also, Marissa's buttons are way stronger. She could simply keep him out with stand medium kick all day, and she could armor him back. Normally Geef is like, oh, if your buttons are better than mine, then I just do charge stand heavy punch and I beat your button. And then she's like, okay, Gladius. And it's like, okay, you can't do anything about that one. So, it's particularly difficult for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, with every matchup, I mean, if Geef is guessing right and he's getting in the right spaces, I mean, you're always going to have a bad time against Geef, but I think Marissa just has some very specific tools that do well against what Geef wants to do. So it really just comes down to how well does Goris get in, how well does he stay in.
Yeah, but player-wise, not gonna lie, I love both of these fellas. I can't really root for either one. As a Marissa main, I'm slightly biased, but I love watching Goris play. He's always a joy.
I love seeing Geef on the screen as long as I'm not on the other side.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, as much as I talk up how advantaged it is for Marissa, I do not like fighting this character. Yeah. It is just not fun.
In a game where the rules feel pretty straightforward, I feel like these are two characters that kind of break those rules. And we've got a really rough situation for Geef here. Yeah, medium to the medium punch. Yeah, the drive rush.
Marissa basically ignoring all the drive moves, and then Geef himself like not really taking advantage of all the systems, but instead just has these really strong special moves and normals at close range that kind of bypass his ability to need those game mechanics.
Good buttons out of Miceston. He burns them out pretty quickly. They are mid-screen, but...
Wow, he is burnt out. Good DR. I think this is game for the right combo.
Oh yeah, it kept it simple. Didn't need to spend any extra. Had more to spend there, but that's one of the pleasures of Marissa is you don't need to do the perfect combo, but most of the time you're gonna do about 6K.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That with the resources he had, that wasn't even close to optimal, but he doesn't need it. Like that's the kind of cool thing about this character. And believe me, I know so many people complain about the damage of this character. I firmly stand with Angry Bird when he says this character's only strength is her damage. She has so many weaknesses that a lot of people are not really like examining enough, and there's not enough good like Marissa players I feel as well, so she's not labbed as heavily. But you know, I think she's that character right under like top 7-ish of this game, that she's gonna just do really well over the span of this game.
Yeah, her baseline is really high, but we got Goris here. Beautiful round one. He put the pressure on Miceston really early. Was able to secure that round. Made a couple good reads. Got an SPD in there.
Oh, the perfect parry, but not in range.
But his
oh, not this time. Goris is ready for the drive impact. Big SPD. Look at that damage.
Catch him with the running bear grab.
It is so fast in this game. It's actually kind of ridiculous how fast running bear grab is.
Cross up. He had to wait for that. So the lariat's not coded to hit cross up. Goris actually waited until he was fully across and his character turned around. So that's a great anti-air option and also good awareness of where the jump is coming from.
I'm genuinely curious when the year balance drops what the decision will be on that lariat, because it seems like they're really firm about normals and like easy anti-airs not defeating cross-ups for the most part. Like for example, like Rashid Heavy Mixer will deal with it, but it's a special move and it's slow, right? It's not like G in like Street Fighter 5 where like he smacks you with his elbow. Yeah, like they seem really adamant about that happening, where it's like we only want cross-cat DPs and like other things like that.
Good air-to-air there. Oh, Goris is playing really well. And the reset in the SPD.
Oh my god, Goris with the jab reset. Not quite enough, no. The spaced overhead. Not quite enough. Yeah, I have no idea how negative that overhead is from Geef, but when it's spaced, I don't think there's a lot of things that characters can do about it.
A little spaghetti on block there, but we're back to reset the mid-screen. Perfect parry on wake up. Beautiful, but no punish.
Oh my god, Goris with the perfect parry, but I believe that was SPD. A little bit of a misinput.
Good DI there. Has a lot of cash to spend. We're just going to throw OD SPD.
Here we go. Here's his opportunity. I don't think he wants to spend level 3 quite yet. His health is way too low for that.
Wakes up with level 3, but he's in there.
No, Goris. Oh man, Miceston going into the 3rd round with the level 3 is going to be rather difficult for Goris to take this one.
Ooh, goes for the DI, but he gets the clean jump over. And
Close frames.
Taken to the corner.
Oh, and here we go, big damage. Oh, does he know it? That's not the level 3 combo, but still a good one regardless.
Easy one.
Oh, that's it.
Into the level 3. I mean, it's gonna be close. Right? She barely has the damage.
What can you do? Oh man, such a difficult matchup for Geef, but you know, that's kind of the story of this character overall, not just in this game. Every single game, it's almost entirely dependent on how good the player is. He's always had so many bad matchups, but just the design of the character is like, if you as a player are better than the other person, you can make it work. It doesn't really matter. If you get started, you can just make it happen.
And it's a little different than it is with some characters. It's like, well, if you're just really good, you can win. It's like, well, Geef like really has ways to punish like tendencies or like setup situations that other characters don't get. I mean, like, you know, you take 2 OD SPDs and you're on life support.
Oh yeah. No, when this character is right, he's hella right. Like it's in the same vein as Marissa, except for grabs. and grabs are, much more difficult to deal with. You're scared for your life, and because you're scared for your life, you're gonna eat a few jabs, you're gonna eat a few heavy punches. He's gonna slowly chip you away, or he's gonna grab you a few times, whichever way you want to die. Oh man, fantastic matches from both of these players, though. Remember, if you yourself want to sign up for these tournaments, you want to learn a lot, you want to make sure you're getting the most out of your play every day. Don't just grind ranked all day. Join these online tournaments, talk to people. You'll see if you go in the voice chat right now, there's like almost 10 people just sitting in voice chat, talking to each other, hanging out, telling each other what they could do better. It's a fantastic community out here. Every 2 weeks, we have the rookie bracket, and then on the alternate week, we also have the normal bracket, but definitely ones to keep your eye on both of these tournaments. A fantastic time.
Yeah, and it's like the best opportunity is playing games with people that you might actually meet or that you actually talk to, because you can't really learn the same from just playing ranked. You're not gonna put the same stock and like feedback from yourself. I mean, it's hard to kind of see what you're doing wrong if you build up those habits until you have someone who can point those out or show you like, hey, you're doing this, this is what I might do instead, or this is what I'm doing to counter that. Just the easiest way to evolve your game is playing against people that you can talk to, ask questions.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when the thing about fighting games is a lot of people spend their own time with their own perspective in the lab, and therefore they come up with only answers they can think of. I mean, maybe they go on Twitter, maybe there's like some cool YouTube video, and there's like some interesting like universal answers, but I find the most valuable thing, especially at a high level, is a singular player's perspective. So like, I'm just gonna show the YouTube channel real quick, but the FGC Birds, their channel has been fantastic, specifically for one reason, which is those videos that Angry Bird has been making about specific matchups, where he's like, okay, we're gonna destroy JP today, we're gonna destroy, I think DJ was his recent one, but he's not just being like, oh, this is negative, punish it, or like, this is good, do this. No, he's like, this is how I approach it, this is how I think. You don't have to do exactly what I think, but I'm giving you ideas. It opens up that giant vault of knowledge where you're like, this is how I approach something. And then when you combine it with your own, that's when the money starts happening right there, where you just get that really good perspective from somebody strong, and you're like, okay, now I know what to do. Now I have solid options, I have solid answers.
Yeah, and those concepts are huge. It's not so much about like, okay, here's a character specific thing. It's like, here's a situation. It's like, you want to be in X space against JP. You want to be looking for these options when you're at this part of the screen. It's just a lot of ideas because, hold on, I'm not fighting.
Oh, what's going? Oh, they left the slot.
Yeah, it put me up there. I'm not ready to fight, but it's really like, it's cool to just get their input on like what they're seeing, because when I'm playing the game, I'm seeing the game one way, and when Angry Bird's playing the game, he's definitely seeing a lot more than me, and it's cool to just like even take a little bit of the knowledge from them, and just see how I can apply that to how I play.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for example, when I was watching his Guile video, something universal that's always been key for fighting Guile is neutral jumping booms. Right, that's just universal. You could always do that. It doesn't matter which Street Fighter you're playing. That's good, but the thing about this game is he has you can't do that forever. In this game, you can't block for 3 years, unfortunately, right? You're gonna get chipped out and you're gonna die slowly. But the thing is, he offers this perspective where he's like, okay, if that's what's gonna happen to me, I have to be able to force him to sweat. So I'm gonna stand at this range and I'm gonna do this. So he was talking about the crouch medium kick, which gives everybody, I know, a hell of a time, because when it's spaced, it's hard to punish. It is -5. If you're close enough, you can punish it, but how often that happens is it's not a lot, right? So one thing that I remember him noting about is the fact that that move can be drive impacted if you do it preemptively, and then on top of that, when he's doing crouch medium kick, he has his hurt box really low, if that makes sense, and you can kind of stand outside of it and you hit the light kick, and you're buffering drive rush behind it, right? Because you know he's doing boom and then the crouch medium kick, right? It's kind of a similar strategy as like 5, where you block the boom and then based off that frame advantage, you do a button that kind of counter pokes, except he's always negative and it's actually a little bit more in your advantage this time around. So I started doing that, and so far it's been wildly more successful than the approach that I've been taking.
Yeah, it's just huge. And you see, like, okay, here's how he applied. Like with Ken, he's doing that stand light kick because only on the punish counter is he able to combo out of that drive rush. But it's like, okay, well, what is my similar button on my character? Aki also has a pretty good stand light kick. It's like, you want to go lights and do a combo, you've got that opportunity. But it's just changing the way it's like, how do I see this little situation? Because you're gonna run into situations where you're dealing with booms every time you play Guile. But it's how am I dealing with it in this moment that I think is really important.
Yeah, absolutely. And something that I didn't like think about, because he pointed out as well, and I feel like a lot of people are probably still in this mentality. They have Guile's old frame data from 5 in their head, and they don't they assume that it's the same. But then he's like, guys, this is -6. And like, I never looked at it. I'm guilty of this. Like, you know, the throw bait heavy kick, the like upside down like spin kick, shit's like -6.
Yeah.
And like so many characters could like punish it. I'm like, dude, I had no idea. Like, I'm so used to that being safe, and in my head I'm like, yeah, it makes sense that it would be safe. It's always been like that, and then all of a sudden it's not, and I'm like, okay, maybe I need to do my homework a little bit. I need to stop relying off of what I used to know.
Yeah, it's just a different game. I mean, the way you're taking plus frames is a lot different. But in this matchup here, we've got Ken and Cammy. They're gonna take plus frames the same way. Ken with Dragon Lash and Cammy with just about everything. She's got so many good plus frames.
Oh my god. And I remember seeing this tweet from K-Brad the other day where he was like, Cammy's dive kick's worse. And I'm like, you do realize punish counter exists, right? Like, and punish counter makes dive kick like twice as good, because you get conversions that you normally would never get in your life because of that.
And you say that, and we're watching Asokii deal with Cammy right here. And the dive kick, although it might be worse in this game, the idea of getting punish countered on like just a poke or just throwing out crouch medium kick, it makes you less likely to even want to hit a button at all when you see her go to the air, and that gives her so much free reign.
Yeah, and punish counter not only gives you more frame advantage for bigger combos, but it gives you a bigger window to hit confirm as well. Like in the past, a lot of Cammies would kind of just always do jab because it's really hard to hit confirm that hit. But now it's so much easier now to do the optimal combo, and with the drive impact Cryptid taking him to the corner.
Gonna spend level 3 here, and this is great. He had very little meter, so he's given his opportunity for his meter to come back, do a little bit more damage to Asoki's, and also the situation here is really good for him. Wake up jab though, Asokii not afraid.
Yeah, Cryptid with quite a big life lead. I do agree with spending that level 3. He's gonna get the bar back for the next round. And here we go, Cryptid moving into the final round here.
Ooh, sweep full screen, takes the plus frames there. Both staring at each other, a lot of respect.
Oh man, drive rush jab, such a difficult thing to deal with when you're up close. Oh, Asokii does not care. Waking up with the XDP and now plus frames with the Dragon Lash.
Ooh, gets the throw and a follow-up here.
Cryptid pulling out the hooligan early. I find that a lot of Cammy players, they save EX hooligan for the end to do the random EX hooligan grab into level 3, but Cryptid seems like he's gonna pull it out right away, nice and early.
Well, I mean, you put it in their mind, and we've got Asokii, bread and butter combo, run into Dragon Lash into level 3. That is gonna be enough. Everyone has the same health unless you're like, you know, one of 4 characters, so it's pretty clear to see when a super is going to kill.
Yeah, a rather interesting decision, to be honest, because it seems like overall they've taken the design decision where they're like, we're going to make everybody good. A lot of people, everyone has a lot of tools and really good things for the most part. And it used to be where they would decide that based off of your health value, where they're like, Akuma has all these things, so he has 900 health. But that's not really the case anymore.
Yeah, now everyone's got access to the tools, the same system mechanics, but where they differ is like what they have as specialties, like Ken with his run and his Dragon Lash being like a kind of a unique special. So every character's got a way to take advantage of stuff. As you're seeing, Ken is taking advantage of Cammy with throw loops in the corner. When you got plus frames, when you got good plus specials, throw is always going to be an issue.
Absolutely. While Ken is better at getting in my opinion, than Cammy, I think Cammy can keep Ken out pretty good with that enormous stand medium kick and stand heavy kick, and kind of look for those whiff punishes and do spacing traps into her dive kick to get that punish counter that we were talking about earlier.
Big combo into the corner. I also...
Oh, man.
Good. Air there.
Asokii only needs one hit, and this might be it. Level 3 or level 2, whatever floats your boat, dog.
As a fellow person that hates watching the cutscenes, sometimes I appreciate the level 2 usage there.
I feel it. I've seen that super too much already. Oh man, I love watching Aki's level 3 though. I think it's so sick.
Her CA and her level 3, they should switch animations, I think.
Oh, you think so? I'm trying to remember. Level 3.
It's like she like pokes them a bunch.
Yeah.
And she says Magnum Opus. You know, it's like it just feels more cinematic.
Oh yes. I remember now. I think that makes sense. I'm inclined to agree with that as well. But it's very, it's definitely very fitting. Like she takes that same approach as like Fang, where like she sees herself as a bit of like an artist in a sense. Even though Fang is like a weird nut job, like in a sense, she's a weird nut job in her own way, and that's why I love her. You know, I can fix her for sure.
Oh man, art is art. Depends on how you see it. Great games out of Asokii there. I mean, playing the Ken, I guess Ken versus Cammy, I don't necessarily love that matchup, but Ken is a very undeniable character, and Asokii played very forward, used Dragon Lash, wasn't afraid to go to throw, which I think are all makings of a good Ken player, or at least a Ken player that has an idea of how to play the system or the game that is SF6.
Absolutely. And I mean, it's hard to figure out, to be honest. I mean, Angry Bird himself, he was saying Ken's a perfect character. He does not have weaknesses. His weaknesses is JP, which is very slightly above him in his opinion. It's kind of hard to defeat that, to be honest. I feel like the way you have to fight this character going forward, you have to find the player answer, not the character answer. Everybody has their tendencies. A lot of people, they do the same strong things, but everybody has the things they like to do. Some Kens, they want to Dragon Lash more. Some Kens, they want to Drive Rush more. Some Kens just jump. You know, everybody has their own flavor. But that's kind of what makes this game really interesting to watch. Like, I remember Street Fighter V, a lot of people were complaining like, oh, this game got no sauce. Everybody does the same things that are always optimal. But the kind of interesting thing about this game is everybody has their own approach. Everybody can be unique in their own ways. Of course, there are optimal things, but the way this neutral is played, everybody definitely has their own unique flavor in how they go about it.
Yeah, it's a lot more freedom in how you choose your knockdowns. Like, yeah, there's always like the most damage, but it's like, okay, take a little bit less damage, get a mix-up, get better Oki, get different Oki, give someone a different look, and also like you can choose so many combo routes with the way Drive Rush juggles work. I mean, you get the right anti-air into a forced knockdown. It's like you could do 5 Drive Rush jabs if you want to. It's like there's a lot of room to kind of pick how you want to play your character in the situations.
Yeah, absolutely. And like not just neutral, but even combo choice. Like, for example, certain DJ players, like D-Answer, if you ever watch him play, sometimes he'll go for that funny Drive Rush route where he does the medium punch target combo and like loop it several times to take you all the way to the corner, just because DJ is so strong in the corner, right? The moment he has you there, even if he spent all his drive meter to get you there, like the threat of the sway and the options that he has once he has you there is just so strong.
Yeah, and coming up on the screen, we're actually moving our way down to losers. We've got Nodding versus FCRacer. Nodding, interesting, playing the modern Marissa. How do you feel about modern Marissa?
So I know Shuto plays this, right? And I remember Evo is kind of what put this on my radar. But I'm honestly not a believer for one big reason, which is I feel modern, it has to be played for one of 2 reasons. One, you have a really good special move that facilitates how fast you can do it, or just a DP, and Marissa has neither of those. So it's like, I don't really see the reason, and she loses her overhead, which I feel is a really big deal, because that's what forces them to parry on Wake Up and avoid the mix. but it can still be good. I'm not saying it's bad necessarily, but I think Classic is better in like 99% of situations.
Yeah, I could definitely see that too, especially those like forcing the 50-50s. But we've got FCRacer playing a very fast game right now. They're both playing extremely aggressively, which is fun to see, especially with a Cammy slugging it out with a Marissa. You know, kind of a not what you'd expect out of Cammy to be playing, like a little bit more surgical.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think it's definitely something she has to do, just because modern Marissa, she can react to a lot of things that, like, you know, other people can't do. That's kind of the advantage of playing this control style in general. Oh man, so oppressive from nodding. But going back to what I was saying, you have to play against modern controls almost entirely different, just because the reactions is something you have to think about a lot more.
It's like where I normally get a DI, I'm not going to go for against this modern player because, I mean, they're hitting one button to blow it up rather than having to think about it.
If someone's playing like modern Luke or modern Ken, all of a sudden I'm not jumping as much. I'm not doing those moves that are hard to react because it's like, no, they got that. They got those. It's not that hard.
Good pressure out of Notting here. Slowly walking FCRacer to the corner. Notting's been doing a really good job of using Gladius as an anti-air. And letting it get the trade, doing a little bit extra damage.
Oh, big damage here, but not quite spending the level 3. FCRacer still has a chance here. Both of them, one hit into CA.
The DI, block DI, and that's going to do it for that game. FCRacer going to sneak away game 1.
Oh, man. Honestly, something I feel like they might change in this game going forward. I think Wall Splat needs more scaling. Considering the fact that you can get comboed on block when you're in the corner if you're not ready and still have like a lot of damage happen to you in comparison to something like perfect parry, I feel like that's something I would probably change in the future.
Yeah, especially with some of the situations you can set up to kind of force them to have to block the DI.
Yeah. And also some situations are straight up guaranteed as well. Like some characters don't have an option.
Like Marissa doing like a drive rush down medium punch into DI. When I think it's on burnout or.
Yeah, I remember there was this one clip where Big Bird hit somebody and then he went into level 3 and burnt him out, and then while the animation's happening, he's like, yeah, that's game. Like this combo's not gonna kill him, but it's game because what's after is guaranteed. Like. I'm not a fan of guaranteed situations in fighting games personally, but you know, it is what it is.
Your checkmate. Your checkmate should be I made him jump and I cross cut. It shouldn't be I hit him with level 3.
Yeah, that's why I was a big fan of Five's decision to do that actually, where it was very hard to chip somebody out in that game. You had to spend all your bar.
And a little bit of an errant spiral arrow on block, and not even take him straight back to mid screen. Good meaties. The man grab. We haven't seen that one.
Oh man, FCRacer, sorry. He's got level 3 as well. Is this it? Not quite. Oh man, he's got to slow it down. Slow it down, buddy. You have the life fluid.
Just need the one hit. Yeah, there you go.
He said no.
That's a good realization out of him. It's like, okay, I don't have to go at the same pace. Just need my one more hit. I've got drive rush. I've got a lot of bar. And that's an important thing to learn early, because if you're always trying to just go for the kill, you see red, it's like, oh, they're burnt out, I need to go for the kill. That's where you're going to mess up the most.
Oh, good whiff punish from FCRacer, but nodding. Oh, boots out the DP. This is going to be a lot of damage. Level 3? Yeah?
That's a huge, and that's such an excellent combo choice. Maintains a little bit of meter, so
yeah,
we'll be able to react to DI. Still has a drive rush for meaty.
Oh, but FCRacer still has level 3. It's not quite enough.
The shimmy from deep.
Oh my god, nodding. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I wouldn't play modern, but I'm a fan.
Yeah, that's a great game, and I mean we got nodding fighting right back. FCRacer took a fast step 1. Nodding fights back, and now we're going into the last game.
Is it 1-1 or is it 1-0?
Right,
okay, all right, we're going down to the wire here.
Yeah, there's the heavy kick. That button is really hard to deal with.
Yeah, this is a strat that you're going to see Cammy players go for a lot. They'll do that heavy kick spaced, and then they're going to immediately dive kick, because a lot of characters' buttons, they can't reach back at that range, and she'll just jump over it and get that punish counter dive kick.
big jump from here. This is gonna take us straight to the corner. Jump back, doesn't get the air to air, but keeps the stage positioning, which I think is...
Yeah, it's honestly a really strong key skill to have if you're somebody without a DP to deal with those cross-ups, because your only answer to deal with that is jump back button. You have to have that jump back medium punch on deck with Marissa at all times.
Yeah, and it's the value of Gladius is so high. The way you can tap it, deal with blocking the button, the way you can blow up DI.
Yep, safe on block.
Taking full advantage of that. Like anti-air there gets the punish counter.
Yeah, I guess
medium kick.
An advantage of modern Marissa that I definitely see here is the fact that Gladius is one button means that you can effectively use it as an anti-air in the same way that Geef kind of does the same thing with his stand heavy punch. Yeah. Not a bad idea at all, actually. But yep, there it is again, just as we were talking about
treating it like a regular button. It's not. It doesn't even look like a special how fast it comes out.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, that kind of stuff never really worked in 5, so it's kind of surprising to see that it works here, but it is kind of a good answer to one of Marissa's usually big weaknesses, which is her crouch fierce is terrible. And like using her, whatever that special move is called, her launcher, as an anti-air, it can be good, but it's just so slow.
Yeah,
in those like
specific ranges.
In those last minute situations, she's just really bad at. Probably one of the worst in the game overall. When it comes to a jump in that you just reacted to last second, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and it looks like we're coming to a little bit of a break here. So in the meantime, we're getting ready. I think we're getting ready to go back up into winners right after this. We just saw a set in losers. But if you have any questions or you're curious where all these people are getting together and playing games, you're going to find way more info in our Discord, and we got a QR code right on the screen. So if you want to go ahead and scan that. We've also started a YouTube channel. We've got YouTube at Rainier Rushdown, which same name as you see here on the stream title, and would love if you guys could follow the stream. Just getting more clicks and being able for more people to see like a signal boost. That's where we're going to find a lot more of those online players who don't go play offline or don't have a way to get to any offlines. Get exposure, get connected to a community that loves to play the game, loves to learn. So I'd recommend getting in the Discord as soon as you can and playing more games.
No, absolutely. I mean, I never realized it until it happened to me. But I remember one time I was at the Round 1 arcade down south, right? And I went up to the Street Fighter V cabinet because, of course, I did. And I was just playing some randoms, right? Some guy comes up and he plays Gil. And I body him, like, you know, no lie. But after that, he talks to me. He's like, dude, like, you're so good. Like, you know, how'd you get so good? I'm like, you know, I go to the tournaments here. I be hanging out. He's like, there's tournaments here? And I'm like, are you from out of town? Or are you new? He's like, no, I lived here all my life. And it's like, you'd be surprised. You'd honestly be surprised. There's lots of people in the surrounding areas that have no idea that these tournaments exist, or the Discord, or anything like that. And it's just, you know, do whatever you can on your part to just get that signal out there and be like, hey, we're out here, we're having a great time, come learn, come be part of the community, we're all nice here, we don't bite, you know. Well, we all give each other advice the best we can, we're all trying to be better and make sure that we have nobody invading our tournaments, you feel me? No Portland players out here. No Portland players allowed to take our tournaments.
Washington tournaments.
Oh man. It's like it's been in like an unspoken rivalry for like the longest time, because like, I mean, we have Chris, let's be real, like Chris kind of holds it down for us. He's probably one of our most successful players, but overall we've had I mean, not just Street Fighter, in so many games we'd go to each other's tournaments, and now, you know, going back to tournaments, bonus round is actually coming to you guys all the way down in Portland. Don't forget, it's going to be happening here in Portland on the 28th. There's going to be Street Fighter 6, Drive, MK1, Exerd, and it's going to be a fantastic time as always.
Yeah, and we're getting ready to get into this game here. We got BarsSimpson, great name by the way, versus Mercy. We're actually working. We're in round 2 losers.
Oh man, that is a fire name, not going to lie. BarsSimpson. All right, I'm catching up here.
I gravitated towards early, but she doesn't play quite the same game. But the game that she does play, it can be so oppressive. I think
yeah.
there's still a lot of hidden sauce with Lily, and optimization that not the easiest to pull off. But I think Lily has some sauce.
I think she definitely does, but even if she doesn't like go much further than like this point in time, to quote Problem X on this character does one thing, but that one thing is really, really good and near unstoppable for most characters. And so it's like, yes, you have options, you have answers, but it's gonna happen, you know? And that makes a character strong no matter what, I feel. And that's what makes this character, you know, kind of slept on overall, I feel.
That win stock, I mean, as you can see, it's undeniable. I mean, you know, you get the win stock. Even if you're ready, you could DP it a few times. You could perfect parry it a few times. Huge wake up level 3.
Oh,
this is
man.
Burnout.
I'm not sure if I agree with this level 3. He has to take this or it won't be worth it. Not quite even in life. But BarsSimpson he is burnt out though.
Hits him with the dive.
Oh no. I get the idea. I think the idea was not bad considering the fact that BarsSimpson would be burnt out and he would have a bit of an advantage overall, but you know, to each their own gambles.
That's it's a kind of like a win now feeling. That's like, okay, burn him out. Ken is pretty strong against enemies in burnout, you know, with Dragon Lash being plus, having good buns. Jinrai
being real, like it's so good.
I love this combo choice. Especially because it resets the stage positioning, keeps Ken middle of the screen with the DI.
Oh,
this is actually, you're very close to kill range for Lily. If Lily gets one big hit, you could die here.
Yeah, Mercy has to be careful here.
Mercy is swinging.
That's unsafe. No punish. Oh, but he's plus.
Wake up ODDP.
Oh man, I really want to see him spend the level 3. He just wants one hit. He's been sitting on that for a while now.
Plus frames. Gets caught low, but no confirmed.
Oh,
big DI.
Oh, drive gauge, but here we go. Level 3.
Oh, no.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, great. I mean, that's a good pick about a BarsSimpson. You know,
oh man,
Lily's actually probably one of the scariest characters in Burnout because she has strings into Spire on block as plus,
and they just loop. Yeah.
Good combo there. 2-hit lights. Lily doesn't get 3 lights unless she spends OD bar or she has Wind Spire, so that's a good pick about a BarsSimpson.
Absolutely.
Big DP.
Sometimes you're in you're a deer in headlights. You don't see that you have the level 3 stocked up. It happens to everybody. Oh man, but here we go. BarsSimpson getting the first round here. Mercy is gonna have to be careful.
If I can commend one thing about Mercy is playing their game and playing very aggressively, which I also agree. If you're gonna fight Lily, you want to smother Lily. You don't want to let them build up stocks. You don't want them able to establish their plus frames for full screen.
Absolutely. And I think one other thing to speak on is the fact that Lily kind of has no answer to Fireball, or at least a really good, reliable one on reaction. She has to make a read, right? She has to do specific things and change up how she plays neutral.
Level 2 confirmed there. That's actually going to do it. Those games moving by a little fast. Mercy started off really strong, but BarsSimpson, once got the game going, got the Wind Spires, was able to get charges. I mean, you can see how terrible it is to try to deal with OD Spire on block.
Indeed. To quote Doctor Strange, it's a simple spell, but it's quite unbreakable. Really hard to deal with. I mean, I honestly feel, if I were to like think about like the cast as a whole, I think the only actual answer to that is playing a modern character with a DP. That's the only move in the game I think reliably stops Condor Spire. And in that way, like, probably I would guess modern Luke is probably her worst nightmare. Because of the hit scan Fireball in combination with like the modern DP probably annihilates her. Like, she probably can't play the game at that point. But
and Lily is again kind of a character where once you get to the corner pressure, not amazing. She does have looping pressure in the corner. And I mean, yeah, like the one thing she does extremely well. She gets in, she gets plus frames. She does have a command grab. We didn't see the command grab, but she does also have that factor where it's like, okay, I've dealt with her I've dealt with her plus frames, I've dealt with her spires. It's like, now, am I guessing right?
Absolutely. And I mean, this character is only going to get better. Like, most people perceive her to be on the lower end of the tier list, but honestly, I feel this character has a lot of potential simply because I think this character has one big design oversight right now, which is the fact that Crouch Fierce is 90% of her game plan, and there's not a lot of other reasons to push her buttons. So if they were to start, you know, buffing her other buttons, maybe a little bit less negative on block, maybe making some of them cancelable into like, you know, drive moves and stuff like that, maybe she would get a little bit more diversity in her game plan, a little bit more options, but, you know, who knows what they're going to do going forward. But this character is definitely going to be one to look out for in the future.
Yeah, and I think Jamie and Lily are like 1 to 2 small changes away from being problems. Whereas like typically when you have a true low tier character, you're like, no, they need this, they need this, they need this. But really, it's like, okay, give Lily like maybe 1 or 2, like give her one of her mediums as a drive rush cancelable move,
Yeah.
or you know, maybe have her start with the stock, like Jamie, make him not have to drink to get to level 1. I mean, like, you know,
Yeah.
if he could have dive kick from the start, you know, that changes how he deals with corner pressure.
Or let her have an invincible reversal as well. Like,
yeah,
having
true reversal. Yeah,
having a DP in this game is very, very strong. Like, it allows you to OS when they do drive rush attempts. It allows you to blow through certain things. It's not just get off me on wake up. A true reversal is something that's just so useful in so many ways. And I feel overall Lily would really benefit from it as well, because she also gets that follow-up when she spends 2 bars, kind of like Luke. So she can potentially cash out on a lot of situations that typically people wouldn't be able to.
and next up on stream, I believe we've got DKB is going to be playing against JustFighty. We're heading back up to the winner's side. We're in the winner's quarters. So far things are moving along pretty smoothly, and again, these are a lot of new names, so I can't really get a feel for who should be winning or who will be winning going forward. But it's nice to see this amount of people. We got 27 entrants today. I think only 1 DQ. So it's just awesome to see this many people come out.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, seeing all these brand new faces is almost my reason to continue like attending these tournaments and going to locals and like supporting these things, because like that joy that you get from like seeing a player that you saw from the bottom like get to the top is one of my favorite things ever. It's like, I know that guy, that's my son. He used to be all the way down there, now he's bodying you. Like, it's one of the best feelings ever. Just seeing somebody progress, like not necessarily like having to be like their mentor, but it's like you've seen their improvement. You've seen them get so much better and get that understanding, and maybe even body you one day. Who knows? They could surprise you in bracket. Oh,
yeah, and
man.
it's just cool seeing kind of that spark, because I remember my first time going offline. You know, I'd been playing fighting games basically on my own or just playing like ranked. I didn't really know anyone. Got to platinum playing Yuri, and I was like, I'm hot shit. Like I'm really nice.
You filthy.
Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty nice. I mean, like all my friends are like silver, you know, so it's like I'm pretty nice. I went offline. I played this dude Kyle P, and I'd heard his name before because he like plays other fighting it, like he's like a Marvel player. And it was like the week Abigail came out, and I think I lost 20 games straight. He just picked whoever he wanted to. I was fighting that I get perfected, and I was like, oh, there's another level that I'm not even close to, and that kind of just lit the fire.
You fuck around and you find out. Like, same thing happened to me. I remember my first fighting game was Street Fighter 4. Literally same mentality. I had like, I forgot the point system in Street Fighter 4, but I think I had like maybe like 20,000 or something. I think that's high. I don't remember, but I was playing DiCapri, right? I show up to oh my god, not GameWorks. It was a shop in Linwood. It closed down a while ago. I forgot. But I showed up. I entered tournament. Guess who my first opponent is? It's Barry Kaleo. He's playing Honda. He's destroying me. And then the match right after, I fight a Jury. And the Jury knows the tech against DiCapri, where she could low profile the uppercut on wake up by doing crouch medium kick meaty. And I'm like, dude, what is this? Like, it's invincible. Why is it going under? And then, dude, not a fun time. But man, I definitely learned that day. what the FGC was about and what's really out there. And I was hooked ever since. I got hooked.
Yeah, and the easiest way to break that barrier too is like play a couple online tournaments, because you know it's kind of intimidating going offline with people you don't know and playing a video game and trying to play like at the same quality that you can when you're at home playing ranked. So starting with these, that's like, you know, this is the ice. You know, break the ice, get used to playing where there's something on the line, where there's a potential to win, and then it just gets easier after there.
Absolutely, and here we go. Back to the top tiers we are with JP and Luke. I have no idea how this one goes, but Fighty, he's getting in there now.
Bait on the wake up amnesia. I guess he forgot. Fighty again, still fighting very forward, which I commend him for, especially against JP. You like Angry Bird said in the video, you don't want to be in that full screen. You want to get into that mid range where they really don't have those options.
Yeah, just drive rushing to that middle area and just doing nothing, just like he was saying. And then just you can fight with Sand Blast. You could try to whiff punish him, maybe get a good jump timing. It just opens up your options the moment you're able to clear that area.
Command grab out of DKB. That's, you know, second game of the set, we're already starting off with 3 sets in the command grab. That is going to put something in your mind.
Oh man, but burnt out is Fighty. Oh, not
like
quite fast enough. No, I'm a big fan of that, but unfortunately, JP is probably one of the strongest characters when it comes to the burnout state, but Fighty, not quite out yet.
Fighty with the neutral jump shot again, man.
Oh man, he just waited out.
2 things I've learned from Fighty: he's not afraid to do the run kick in the mid range where you're trying to set up like a portal, and he is going to go for a neutral jump shimmy. And in this game, when you're stuck there for 2 minutes after you try to tech, it's really effective.
I just realized I have no idea what the frame data is on the run tackle from Luke, because nobody does it, and I'm looking it up right now. I'm sure the overhead is unsafe though.
I'm gonna argue and say I know it's unsafe, but still, I mean, you do it at those right ranges. You catch an outstretched part of a hitbox when they're throwing a fireball. It's more that kind of a way to take the space and potentially, you know, get damage, get a knockdown.
Yeah, no, I looked it up right now. So it's -6, but parentheses 0. So it looks like if you get it in the later active frames, maybe it would be a little bit more safe. But I would say generally it's probably still punishable.
That is not that bad. I mean, you know, DKB doing JP stuff. We're picking up combos full screen off of the EX Ghost. JP's just a solid character. Cool to watch, not as fun to play against.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's unarguable at this point that nobody wants to fight this character. He's been a menace. It's one of the rare times I feel that America and Japan have actually been on the same page, where they're like, JP's in a tier of his own. Like the Birds in the recent video put that out there. Japan, when they made a tier list, they put that out there. He's just he's kind of a menace right now.
And it's JP is also a character that's very interesting, because not all the best JPs do not play the same. Whereas like there's kind of like a blueprint for like a good Ken player. It's kind of like a blueprint for like a strong Luke player. JP, there's still a lot of room for how they like to set up traps, how they like to set up their fireball game. I mean, the character's strong, but when you see the levels they can be taken to, Fighty is 3 for 3 with like a level 2.
Seriously, he has not been wrong a single time. Good shit to him for picking the good timing.
Finger on the pulse, man. He knows.
Oh man, yeah. But going back to what you were saying, I feel like kind of what makes these top tiers stronger is the fact that you have this flexibility in your decision making and how you go about things. And you know, to call JP a zoner is deceptive. Like, yeah, that's what he excels at, but like his mid-range is really strong. His damage is really high. Like zoner, yes, but he can do much more than that.
Yeah, it's like you're dealing with, you know, you got Kane specials, you got good normals. That crouch medium kick is kind of annoying. Good, perfect parry there.
Oh man, yeah, his reward off of perfect parry is so strong. Kind of in the same way as Manon, where it's like the damage is irrelevant. He's doing what he wants to do. Manon gets a level, and then JP sends you back full screen. It's the damage that they do off perfect parry is irrelevant.
It's the situation, or it's the next step after the perfect parry that really you're getting paid for. Good DI there, and with the right combo should be able to finish.
Yeah, no, he was ready this time for the run into the overhead, and DKB is going into the final round, threatening to take the set.
Good lows. Fighty does not move backwards. This Fighty is a wall of buttons and fireballs, and I love it, especially against JP. You can't give up space.
Yeah, some Lukes, like, they kind of try to alternate that zoning and that rush down, but he's almost always rushing down the entire time.
Unfortunately got caught dashing forward there by that.
Oh man, I feel like he should just wait it out here. You're almost done. There you go. You're out of burnout. You got level 3. One good hit could be almost game.
Oh, big DI.
Oh, gets the wall splat.
Doesn't finish the combo?
I wouldn't spend it here. There you go. That's game. Should be.
Opts for level 1?
Okay. Interesting decision.
So you can get away with a couple DIs, doing them at the right time. But if you give your opponent 3 opportunities to make the right decision, you know, they'll probably learn. I mean, great games out of Fighty. I mean, the corner pressure was great. I mean, he might have had that game if he went with level 3, but the concepts are there, the ideas are there. It's just about the application, and this is the right setting to be figuring those things out.
Absolutely. And like, I find that the longer this game goes on, the harder it is for you to be actually hit by drive impact, especially at the wall. Because initially it's like, I remember like week 1, everybody's like, oh, it's too fast, I can't react. And now it's like, no, this mechanic's perfectly fine. But the thing is, I feel what people are doing now is they're kind of doing sneaky resets. Like, not those wall resets that everybody sees on Twitter. Like, nobody's getting hit with that. I don't know why people are still trying to do that. I'm saying more like when you're literally in the middle of a combo and you drop it on purpose and go into DI. That kind of sneaky reset. I've been seeing like jury players. I see that do that a lot. Like Just a Kid, or like I think Shine was doing it with jury as well when I was watching him. But I find that's way harder for you to be looking out for, because the moment you get hit, I find that naturally your brain kind of just turns off for a second. You're like, okay, I'm being hit. What am I going to do next? And all of a sudden, drive impact. And it's like, if you're not ready, then I guess you're wall splatted, you know? Yeah,
and it's just another one of those situations where it's like the American reset, you know, like dropped combo into like tick throw or something along those lines. It's like, now it's like, not are you just taking a throw, it's like you're eating potentially like what could have been a game-winning 40-45% combo. Some people have really great conversions off of the wall splat. So it's just I think with time, once you learn the gimmicks, like when you see like a Jamie going for the jab reset into drive impact, once you've seen it a few times, you really don't get fooled. And like later in the game, it's really going to be when someone actually like surprises you, or like, you know, you get into like game 5 before you see the first drive impact, which is just kind of goes to show that like, the game mechanics are built in a way where there's going to be a lot of ways to change how we're watching the game, how we're playing the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, more and more I find that drive impact, I feel, serves 2 purposes at this point in time. Or actually maybe 3. One is that it punishes buttons that cannot be canceled. So that's a huge one in neutral. So like, for example, the reason DJ is never going to be like the best character in the game, I feel, is the fact that he has this weakness. A lot of his buttons are not cancelable, and at least the long-reaching ones, right? So that's number 1. Number 2, I feel the fact that drive impact is used to answer like certain moves. It exists so you can't abuse certain things. So for example, a tip that I have against JP is when he cancels his buttons, if he doesn't go into Ghost and he goes into that like swiping move, that drive impact, that's a free DI. And like, especially a lot of like the lower level JPs, they tend to do that. But you, even against the high level JPs, you want to do it at least once so that they know it exists, because after that, Now when they cancel into their button, you can jump over the ghost cancel. And so it establishes that layer that allows you to do offense that you typically wouldn't be able to without the existence of DI. So I feel that's number 2. And then number 3, I feel DI is the what's it called? The corner threat. Basically, it makes the corner 10 times scarier than it actually should be. Like I remember in 5, like the corner was scary because of throw loops, but that kind of was it. Like you could take 6 throws, but you're not getting wall splatted and getting half your life taken in one wrong guess, you know. But it looks like our next match here is gonna be going back to Uncle Kevin and Asokii. Is that who we have next?
Yeah, so and Asokii gonna be the Ken we saw earlier against Cryptid. Uncle Kevin gonna be on Marissa. I think as Ken, it's not a terrible match. I mean, Marissa is a force. I mean, if you mess up bad twice, like if you get an OD DP baited, it's a bad time. But Ken, again, he's got all the tools. What happened?
Yes. So I definitely, like, as a Marissa player, I will say that the matchup is even, but I will say there are certain things that definitely give Marissa a hard time, which is 2 things. One is that Ken has a really good jump in, and Marissa doesn't have a really good answer to Dragon Lash because her stand jab, which would cover it, is 6 frames. So it's a little bit slower, a little bit harder to deal with it. So those are just 2 things to think about.
Yeah, that's a good neutral jump in the corner from Uncle Kevin. Going back to mid-screen. Good block on the OD. And I mean, as you can see...
Oh no, that's not the right combo, but... both of them are burnt out, but Uncle Kevin still has the life lead here.
Yeah,
something kind of...
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, something I don't really see a lot of Marissas do is when you do heavy Spartan kick there, if you do the heavy one and burnt out, it's actually +1. And I don't see a lot of people abusing that as they should be.
Yeah, the Spartan kick is just strong. I mean, mostly it's a combo tool, right? But I think a big thing is learning what you need to be doing when burnt out and against someone burnt out, because there's so many opportunities to like just kind of optimize or like get more advantage. Ken being a strong burnout character again, because I mean he could do his unsafe Dragon Lashes on block against DI, steal frames, have it be a lot faster, harder to react to.
Absolutely, and Asokii is gonna get the level 3 here, and Uncle Kevin is gonna be really close to burnout here. Very difficult situation. Oh man.
Huge almost pick up there. The idea was there for the drive rush jab.
Oh, he armors through. Not getting burnt out by Uncle Kevin. Oh man, Asokii was ready for the wake up level 2 and takes the first game.
Pardon me if I'm wrong, but if he neutral jumped there, I think he gets hit by that level 2, right?
It is highly dependent on the timing. If he's in a meaty enough situation where the jump is kind of early, he can avoid it. But if he does it where he's only like +1, then he might get hit on the way up.
And caught by the OD parry. That is one of those hard habits to break where you see the Gladius and you're like, okay, well, this is a slow special move. I should DI, right? This is where I should DI. But Gladius being an armor breaking move, you know, it's...
Yeah. No, I'm guilty of that as well.
Yeah.
Like, in your head, you're like, I want to DI, but like the answer is actually to parry, just so it doesn't strip your drive gauge as much. But, you know, it's something that definitely takes practice.
Yeah,
oh, big damage.
Like, oh, man. Big damage.
He did the right combo. Well, not quite the finish, but... Alright, Uncle Kevin just backing off a little bit, controlling Asokii, keeping him in that corner.
Gets caught with a throw on wake up, but doing a great job of maintaining space and also, you know, managing the opponent's burnout meter, but gets caught with the DI in the corner.
And Asokii not giving up quite yet, getting the level 3. Gonna be very close. One hit from both of these players.
I like that. That tap parry there was to fake a drive rush, try to catch a reaction and bait a super.
Oh yeah, level 3. What I like to do actually if I want to bait out a super, I'll do drive rush crouch jab. Usually that gives me enough time to recover, where like they react to me doing a drive rush, but I'll actually recover in time and block.
Yeah, it's a good way to mix it up, because when they see that forward movement, they're like, oh, there's no way. Like, this green, I'm punishing this.
Yep, absolutely.
It's sick because the game is still so new, and you can still like punish people for having good fundamentals, and like there's that layer of the game that's already here, whereas in 5 it might have took some time to get to that point.
Absolutely. All right, Asokii with a huge life lead, even though he's burnt out. Can Uncle Kevin make this comeback?
Definitely could have killed off that combo, but I'm a big fan of the triple stand fierce, the style points. The style points are definitely there. Good OD Tatsu to get out of the way of the Gladius, rather than get it anti-aired for this damage.
Good Gladius from Uncle Kevin to go through the heavy kick, and now he's going to get the punish counter off baiting the DP into the corner and the safe jump.
Safe jump parry on Asoki's wake up. Back throw though. Asokii not in a great situation, but does have CA.
Oh, parry good parry anti-air. Uncle Kevin has quite a bit of a life lead. Doesn't really have to do too much here. Just let Asokii hang himself.
That is a great reaction to the Jinrai. Could be baited if they only do the single Jinrai, but I mean, if you have a feeling Ken is going to, you know, go into follow-ups, DI is a great option for that. Jinrai is a ridiculous move.
It's a mind game that a lot of special moves kind of follow in this game, where they have this mind game of you could DI through it, but only if they continue. Like Rashid, you have that. Marissa, you have that as well with certain moves, but oh man, Asokii, while he does have the life lead, a little bit low on drive gauge. Both of them have level 3 though.
Oh, gets the DI, that's gonna do it there.
No, the scaling's not that bad. It'll kill.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's just good awareness there. A lot of times, especially when you're kind of figuring out your character, you'll want to do like a double drive rush combo. When the saying like a tournament combo, it's like just do exactly what you know will kill. You don't need to do the optimal combo. You don't need to do the Jinrai loop. If you know you can kill with just DI and a super, just take the round. The best resource to have isn't super meter. It's not OD meter. It's a round win.
Absolutely. I mean, I've seen so many people talk about that Jinrai loop from Ken, where they're like, it's good, but like sometimes it's just not worth it. Like there's something that people don't discuss a lot, I feel, which is your punishment for messing up a combo. So like a few days back, I posted this really hard Aki combo for punishing Honda's butt slam, right? And I posted 2 combos, which is one of them was a 1-bar version where she simply just ends with drive rush sweep. And then the other one where you do a stand heavy kick, medium serpent lash, and then you do a stand heavy kick target combo. But the 2-bar combo really only works on a high connect, and it's kind of hard to tell if it'll work or not in the moment. But the thing that I noted is that even if that combo doesn't reach, it doesn't get you punished. You don't die for it. But something that ends in like a DP for a combo, like you die. Right, so it's definitely something to consider, like in the middle of a tournament. It's like, do I go for the hard combo that if I mess up could possibly kill me, or do I just go for something easy and then just make them guess one more time? You know, definitely something to consider.
And you don't want to end a tournament stuck between 2 decisions. You know, like, oh, I almost went for the hard combo and then I stopped. It's like if you've got your practice and if you know you have the combo, go for the combo if you know it's gonna win the game. But I mean, you got to think like holistically. It's like, okay, are they playing scared? Am I playing scared? It's like, could I probably guess right again? There's so many factors that go into deciding how you want to play a game or how you want to choose a combo. And I mean, sometimes it's like, I mean, Lily's a simple character who has simple combos, who can extend combos like in the corner with 3 stocks a win, but it's like, you can also get paid just by doing 2 lights into special and taking the corner game. You know, you don't have to, you don't always have to do the fanciest combo to win. Because you know, winning is its own art.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, some people like they're always fishing for that big damage and they want that big payout, but sometimes it's just better to just, you know, keep yourself to the simple stuff, have that game plan happen, and it's like you don't necessarily have to do this big combo to make them scared. It's this consistent level of play where you're just doing the simple answers, and the simple answers are always working. So like for example, when you have somebody in the corner, you don't always have to crosscut DP them if you can. You know, you could jump back button if that floats your boat, if you're better at doing that. The reward isn't as high, and you know, you don't get as good of Oki, but the fact that you could do it consistently is scary enough to stop your opponent from doing it as much.
Yeah, and just having an answer rather than trying to do one of two, having an answer every time is always going to take you further.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, if you want to look back on these VODs and maybe make sure you're making the right decisions, we have a YouTube channel that we're always uploading to at Rainier Rushdown. We're happening here every 2 weeks. We got this beginner bracket that's brand new. You know, if you're under the master rank, come on out, learn from all these players, find out what you're doing, you know, what you could improve on, what you could do a little bit better, find out, you know, some new friends maybe. The best thing you could do is finding that sparring partner that's just at your level, just close enough to you where he's pushing you, he's challenging you, but also you're learning. You're because if you fight somebody that's, you know, like 2000 MR, he's just running over you, like you're not learning anything. You're guessing wrong, you're getting out neutraled. It's like, what advice am I supposed to give you? Like sometimes players will come to me and be like, here's my match, and it's them just getting steamrolled, and I'm like, dude, like, what do you want me to say? Like, what do you want me to tell you? Like, there's nothing I could tell. Like, you're not anti-airing, you're this. Like, the list is too long. But like, you need to give me a match where you're playing somebody and it's like really close, so I can be like, oh, like you could have done a better decision here, or like this combo wasn't optimal, or you're not anti-airing enough, or you're not checking drive rush. Definitely take the time though. Look at your replays. It's one of the most valuable things that you could do as a player to improve.
Yeah, it's huge just to get a different feedback on what's happening in your match. Your training partner doesn't even need to know your character, but they could just know situations like, well, when I play against Aki, I don't like this, or I don't like dealing with this, and just getting that little bit of feedback. It's like, oh, okay, how can I change what I do? Because a 2000 MR player is playing a completely different game, and you want to incrementally get there. If you just watch them play and you try to copy exactly what they do, you're not understanding the why. You're just understanding, oh, he always hits his combo, oh, he always hits this anti-air, oh, he always does this follow-up. It's like there's a reason behind all these steps, and understanding the why is gonna get you way farther than just having the technical skill to do a crosscut every time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it's an opportunity that like you don't get often. But you know, if you come to this tournament, you get into voice chat, it's something that you can definitely get. Like I remember, I mean, like, just, I know it's hard to talk to strangers sometimes. Maybe it's like, you know, not your vibe to do so, but if you gather the courage to do so, like everybody here is super friendly. Like I remember, when I first started entering this online tournament series, and like I was losing to Ouija back in Street Fighter 5 with his Rashid, right? Like the games were close, but like there was like one specific thing he was doing that was really bothering me, and I'm like, I don't know how to deal with this, or like I don't know how you're thinking about it. And then I just got in voice chat with him real quick, and he's a super nice guy. You know, he taught me like, you know, this is what I'm thinking about. I go for the wall dive here, I do this. It's hard to deal with it in the way that you're doing it. Maybe you should try this instead. And, you know, going back to what you're saying, like having their perspective is key, but also bouncing off your perspective. And I find that's what gets you the real answer that you're looking for. One answer that one person presents might not be ideal for you. Like maybe your reactions aren't good enough, or maybe that's not what you think about. You need to find what works for you specifically.
Not everyone's like, some people are good button anti-air people, some people are good with DPs. It's like, know your game and know how to improve your game, because you might not have the best combos, you might not have the best set play, but there's a way that you can win every match if you apply the skills you have.
Yeah, no, I mean, let's be real, I'm not Kakeru. I can't perfect parry every single Dragon Lash like he was doing. Let's be real here. I need a different answer than that.
But if I can DI4, I might win a set, you know?
There you go. But let's get into our top 8 match here. I believe Miceston and
Yes.
Sitoopie? Sitoopie, yeah. Sitoopie. yes, I read that wrong.
And we're going to be in top 8. This is going not quite first to 3 yet.
I believe this is winner side, right? I haven't
Yes,
seen the updated. Gotcha.
Sitoopie doing a good job of jumping at those angles that are tough for Marissa to get a grounded anti-air from. And also not afraid to parry when he sees Gladius.
Yeah, and something that really gives Marissa a hard time actually is Juri's really strong lows and her low fireball, because while the Gladius does have armor, I feel sometimes people forget the armor is only on the upper half of her body. Crouch medium kicks will beat it.
You know, on the other side of that, you say it's got like no armor, but it is scary to see Gladius being charged and like, I'm gonna hit a button.
Okay, no, it's definitely deer in headlights sometimes, don't get me wrong, but
like,
you know,
a train and I'm gonna stop it.
Oh man, but Sitoopie getting the first round here up again. Miceston looks like he's doing a good job so far, kind of just keeping him away, not getting too particularly aggressive.
I think Sitoopie is doing a really good job of you know, picking good combos, but also has had a few really good jumps, which I think if you're able to jump good, it'll change the way you're playing the game.
I agree with the level 2 from Miceston. He was really close to burnout, and honestly, he might have died if he blocked there. But Sitoopie getting the level 3. It's going to be a really uphill battle
close.
here. Yeah, not quite yet. It's very close though.
Good tech.
Hanging on to that sliver of drive meter. This is his opportunity. Yeah, so that forward medium punch, that's +1 once you're in burnout. And same thing for stand fierce. Both of those buttons are -3 normally. But Sitoopie gonna be taking the first game here. Not quite enough fuel in the tank to make that comeback.
Of all the top tier characters, I think Juri is one of the most consistent characters. They just like the screen space that Juri covers, just got an amazing OD DP or regular DP. I think Juri just has a lot of tools. It's like Ken with kicks, basically, if you did less punch moves.
Yeah, no, and something I find that's really strong about Juri, and I don't see people talking about, is she is so easy to play that it allows her to put so much effort on other parts of your mental stack. You don't have to think about too much, and it just allows her to play much more solid than other people, just because she can occupy space really well. Her buttons are really strong, and just her combos, most of the time your B&B is optimal, like in most situations.
And it's nice. It's like, you know, heavy into medium into special. The combos that make sense.
Yeah, and when you drop those combos, again, going back to the idea we were talking about before, like, you don't get punished too much for dropping it.
The backdash shimmy, that shows a really good understanding of the situation, and that knowing Miceston wants to throw there, you're not going to get a punish on a backdash shimmy unless you know they're going for attack.
Oh, pushing him into the corner slowly, but Sitoopie with a surprise drive rush forward. Drive rushing behind that fireball, something so difficult to deal with. Marissa's option really is to do the Superman punch, the light one, but on reaction it's something so hard to do.
Well, and you still got to have your spacing correct, because if you do it too early, you land on a fireball.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not too solid of an option, but it's kind of all she has to work with. Okay, but Miceston with a huge life lead here and the corner positioning, but the perfect parry. Okay, so something I definitely want to note here. Good combo, that's fine, but I would say a back throw in that situation, if you're to look back on this VOD, is much better for you. It gives you that corner positioning, and the damage is not much lower than the combo that he did there.
Yeah, and like in that situation, you got to think about what happens right after. You back throw them, and now you've got drive impact threat. You've got the, you know, wall splat threat. Whereas in that situation, yeah, you got a combo, you got Oki, but you're not getting quite paid this. You're playing, force yourself to have to make 3 more right reads or guesses. Whereas put him in the corner, make them mess up. Don't make yourself have to play better.
Yeah, absolutely. Like if one of you guys are watching back this VOD and you want to see something to improve on, definitely make sure you work on getting positioning every time you perfect parry, not damage. That's the important thing here.
Yeah, if your combo can't kill, you want to take your best option, your best Oki, or the stage split. You want to give them the corner, you know, or take it back.
All right, but burnt out already here is Sitoopie, even though he had the life lead, but he's able to fight out of it. And here we go, Miceston. Both players slowing it down a little bit, but Miceston with the Spartan kick forward.
Good crouch fierce. Meaty jabs. Got the combo, gets caught with OD.
Slowing it down a little bit. One hit from either of these players. They have to be careful, but the dive kick not
Dive
quite
kick was
punished.
just high enough to not be punishable by that down medium.
Yeah, juries I find is really hard to judge when exactly it's punishable. I find that Cammy's is pretty obvious, but jury I personally have a lot of trouble with. I'm not quite sure personally whenever it's punishable.
Yeah, and it feels so much more abrupt that like the way it interrupts the jump animation as well as like the angle it comes down. It's less straight down and more horizontal. This is a good level 3 here because again, you notice Sitoopie really likes to go to drive rush and was running low on bar, so this gives him an opportunity to earn some bar back to be able to handle a couple more situations.
And he's up around as well. You might as well spend it early. You're gonna get another one probably by the 3rd game if it goes to that. Oh, but Miceston, you have to spend it here. Yeah. Okay. He's gonna be one hit, and he's gonna be really low on drive. I think actually he's dead. He's guaranteed. Drive rush, crouch medium. On block, he's gonna lose drive gauge. Oh, you could have just went to drive impact, but it's okay. My assistant, if you're watching this, drive impact there was guaranteed. I got you, brother.
You know, good games out of Sitoopie. Sitoopie played a very solid game. Very comfortable taking space. One thing that Jury does really well with that drive rush, the drive rush medium punch, is just that it covers so much stage space and it has a lot of priority. So if you're not hitting the right button every time, you're not going to get the check, and you're going to be dealing with, you know, a Jury B&B that looks pretty basic, but I mean, it's good damage, good Oki, like the situation after two. Like Jury just has a lot of really good tools. I couldn't think of any big negatives that Jury has.
Yeah. No, I mean, I know Big Bird has stated that Marissa has no bad matchups, but every time he talks about Jury, he always says the same exact thing. He's like, this character is annoying. And I'm like, when you say that, that kind of inclines me to think one way or another. And like, I have to agree, like that character is really annoying to fight. I mean, not just as Marissa, of course, but like, I find that it's especially a little bit difficult for Marissa. That might be when she actually loses, and Big Bird maybe his ego might be a little bit too big, but you know, who knows? I wouldn't know. That guy is way better than me. But Sitoopie is gonna be moving on here in the winner's side.
Yeah, and we're gonna follow this matchup, I believe, with winners as well. We're gonna go into Asokii versus DKB. We saw DKB on the JP and Asokii playing Kent.
Yeah, so funny thing about DKB, I had a friend of mine, Bati, who he messaged me. He's like, oh, you're on comms. And that's his friend over there, DKB, who recently hit, said he hit Master. Wait, DKB? Is he lying to me? Maybe he's lying to me. But that's a homie of his, so I'm rooting for him as well then.
Detectives.
Man. But is he gonna be? He's gonna be playing, I think. Let's see, Asokii. Yeah. Okay. They're both in the lobby. I don't know what they're waiting on though.
Yeah, and in this downtime, you know, if you're getting really excited and you're wanting to play in a tournament yourself, I mean, you know, be on the lookout. If you're free this weekend, Fight Kingdom will be a fun tournament to be at. There's going to be some pretty big names there. There's a lot of games to play. If you're, you know, if you self-proclaimed old head, you like Third Strike or Street Fighter 4. I mean, you know, how often you get to play it in tournament. So make your way up to Seattle this Saturday.
Absolutely, and I mean, I'm gonna be there. If you recognize me, come say hi, say what's up. We'll run some casuals if you want, and let's get right into the set that we got here. DKB and Asokii on the winner's side.
Yeah, as the Ken, I mean, it is it's never necessarily fun. Your drive rush isn't amazing, but it is pretty good. If you can prioritize getting to that middle space range, you'll definitely have a better time, but you still have to play pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we both watched the JP video from Angry Bird. We know we got to get to that mid screen, and we use that fireball. We use all his options, but parrying at full screen, it's really difficult because of the threat of that command grab, as you can see there.
Round start DI too. I think DKB is probably feeling pretty comfortable here. I will say, as someone who's played offline against JP without headphones on, it is tough to hear the difference between a ghost and a command grab. So this is a matchup where, like, normally I listen to music. I would recommend listening to game audio.
Yeah,
against JP.
Normally game audio doesn't matter, but for him specifically, and especially in like a pre-top 8 setting where most people are playing without audio, I think that's definitely an advantage that he's gonna have.
Yeah, and another problem with the full screen parry is if you don't drop it, you have to drop it almost before the portal teleport is out. You're gonna get punished count on a throw, and that's, you know, that's 20% almost. That's 2k damage for a throw.
Yeah, absolutely. I think something that Asokii could maybe try doing is like a light or medium Dragon Lash to get into that middle space that we were talking about previously, or maybe just a raw drive rush. But
Easy overhead.
He's
take
definitely
the combo, but situation's not so bad.
all right, corner positioning here, looking almost opposite of the past game that we were watching. Asokii bullying him in the corner, getting the wall splat. This might be it. Good combo to seal it out. Round 1 here to Asokii.
And definitely switched pace. No longer playing the full screen parry game, and just trying to get in his space. JP doesn't have the greatest get off me tools. And that's a good reaction there. And we'll take some stage space there.
Oh, what a far connect on that drive rush, or drive impact, sorry. But DKB getting him off him and going back to that full screen. Asoki's drive gauge is a little low, but again with the drive impact, it's going to be a lot of damage going into the level 3. I agree, spend it early.
Yeah, and sets up a good situation. Ken, one of the better characters to have someone in the corner. I mean, you've got a beautiful throw loop. You've got good meaties off of your regular knockdowns. You have a great Oki situation. So Asokii fights back really quickly, gets us into game 3 here. It's tied 1-1.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that first game we watched, it looked like he was struggling with the full screen presence here, but it looks like he's done a much better job working his way back here now.
Big command grab from DKB, you know, working it back in. I mean, the command grab is landing, and I mean, until someone tells you you can't do something, you know, stick to what works.
All right, Asokii a little bit more cautious, trying to find his way out in here without getting hit. Both of them drive rush at the same time, but DKB a little bit faster on the buttons.
So jumps the command grab there. OD, DP for your trouble. Gonna be a tough comeback to make. He gets caught on the whiff Dragon Lash.
Dog, imagine if Ken got Oki off of EXDP like he did in Street Fighter 5.
I mean, he needs it.
He needs it. Thank God he doesn't have that anymore.
Yeah, I think with the tools, Ken already has. Oh, good step kick there. Doesn't confirm the combo, but again, I mean, just keeping this positioning here. It's really easy to go into Dragon Lash off of combos for Ken. And, you know, getting a little bit of damage and losing the corner could lose you around.
Yeah, but the almost, I would say, universally belongs to him is Ken's ability to pretty much side switch at any given corner combo. He could be in the corner like, okay, now you're there. He could be mid-screen, you're now in the corner. He just has that ability, and it's so strong.
Yeah, his regular combos don't hit as hard as, say, like DJ, but the fact that you're in the corner from mid-screen off almost any hit with a little bit of bar, it is kind of ridiculous. That's a great DI there.
Oh, man.
So the heavy kick got mixed up, but I mean, JP in a good position right now. Asokii with a great jump.
All right, good jump in.
got caught by the back half of the ghost.
Okay. Oh, it's not plus.
It's interesting. JP went with the swipe. Hold on, I don't know about this combo.
Oh, what's he doing? Okay, it works out. It works
I'm not
out.
quite sure about the raw Tatsu combo, but I mean, Asokii.
He's like, fuck, I have one bar. What are my combos? It happens to the best of us, man. Deer in headlights. You're like, dude, what do I do? What do I do? Oh my god. Just earlier today, actually, funny enough, like, you know, of course, like, I'm new with the character. I'm learning Aki. But, like, I got a stun, like a wall splat stun. And then I put, like, the medium poison down. I'm like, fuck, like, what do I do? And then it literally just fell down, and I didn't do shit. And I was like, what's wrong with me?
Yeah, the worst is you'll get the poison, and then you'll jump in and you'll do down heavy punch, and it'll whiff in the corner, and you're like, oh, yeah, that's the cross up button.
Absolutely. Oh man, I believe that was
that was the other side of winter semis.
Yes. Okay, so that means Sitoopie, the jury we saw earlier, and Asokii are going to be the ones fighting each other. And then we're going to be going on to the loser side here. Wait, am I mistaken? Asokii just won, right?
Asokii did just win. So Asokii moves on to winners finals. We've got down right now. We're in losers. We're still in losers.
Yeah, I imagine. I imagine we're gonna be doing loser side first. That's why I was confused for a second. Which would be JustFighty and Uncle Kevin. I think that might be the one they're trying to do next, but honestly, I'm not sure. In the meantime, though, you know, make sure we come back to this tournament every 2 weeks. I'll probably be on the mic somewhere, whether it's the rookie bracket or if it's the other bracket. We're doing this every 2 weeks. We're trying to get better as a community, make some good friends along the way. It's not about the objective, it's about the journey along the way. But yeah, outside of that, of course, like we mentioned before, Fight Kingdom is this weekend. We got the old head games, we got Third Strike, we got Exerd, we got Uniclear, Blaze Blue, Central Fiction, and of course Street Fighter 6, you know, for the more modern players. But outside of that, of course, go watch your replays every single time. Make sure that you're getting the most from all of these play sessions. Yeah, and it looks like we are going to be getting in the loser side here with Uncle Kevin and Fighty.
I was curious to see how Fighty would deal with fighting Marissa, because Marissa is kind of a brawlier character. But Fighty still with that, you know, I'm going to go forward mentality, which I can respect. But Uncle Kevin was going to take a pretty convincing round one. Round start DI out of Uncle Kevin. They both dashing forward. Nobody's wanting to give up any space.
But Fighty with a corner position here. Alright, Uncle Kevin fighting back. Oh, it doesn't go into the cancel.
The down medium punch buffer.
Oh, punishes the overhead.
Drops the follow-up.
No.
This is the first time I've seen Fighty not have his level 2 hit, and this might have been because it was in the middle of a combo.
Oh, man. It's okay.
Hey, we'll 4 for 5 is still good stats.
One of the most difficult things, especially when you're playing a tournament set, is when you mess up real bad and you know that the game was yours. And then it's like, just mentally recovering from the mistake is so difficult sometimes.
Yeah, like dropping a stun combo that kills, or choosing the wrong special. Not really just you ran out of meter.
An input error that kills you, you know, so many things. But Fighty here, huge advantage, even though his life... Wait, no, they're both in burnout now.
Man, and I think Kevin is choosing the right buttons. Using a lot of bigger buttons to catch Fighty moving forward.
Oh, just
round start level. And it hits! It connects!
Alright. Alright, Fighty.
Good choice of crouch medium there through the Gladius. They're both neutral jumping.
No cancel, but EXDP's through on the cancel timing. Good option to have overall. OS is the cancel quite well from Marissa. She can't do it mindlessly.
Fighty just trying to bide his time, get his meter back. Slowly getting pushed to the corner, but we're not going to have to worry about stun here. Gets his meter back. Drive rush off the lows, no follow-up.
Okay, drive rush off the crutch medium kick, and that should be it, but he dropped it. It's okay. It's all right. We're going down to the last round here. Fighty still with 2 bars.
I really like the ranges Uncle Kevin is picking for using Gladius. Not necessarily hitting him on block as much, but forcing Fighty to decide whether he's going to stop and wait or catching him on the lane.
Oh no, I'm not sure what Uncle Kevin did there, but he could have canceled his medium target combo into the drive impact, but maybe just wasn't quite ready for that situation.
Level 3 out of Fighty equalizes the health, but the meter disparity is really big. And gets caught by a full charge Gladius.
Oh man. And Uncle Kevin is gonna bully his way in here and fight I believe Miceston. It's gonna be a Marissa mirror. And on the other side of the loser side it's gonna be DKB, which is JP. I don't think we've seen Bingledorf.
We've not seen Bingledorf on stream.
I'm trying to... I don't see him in the lobby. I don't know who he plays, but it looks like we're going to be proceeding here on the loser side, and we're going to be handling Fighty and Uncle Kevin. Oh, wait, sorry, we just did that. We just did... I was reading the chat. I'm assuming we're going to be doing DKB and Bingledorf first. But in the meantime, while we're waiting for that, make sure you look at that QR code, you get in the Discord, hang out with some of us, get in the voice chat, chat up some, tell us about your weekend. Tell me how you're doing. I don't care about just, how good you are at fighting games. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I know this year's been rough, but you're doing great. Don't be proud of yourself. Don't put yourself down. Let's get it.
We're all people here. I mean, we get together. We do these tournaments weekly on Wednesdays. Today we're doing rookie bracket. We also do host a ladder, which is all entry. We do have quite a few killers in there coming from all over. We got people from New York and Texas. But on Tuesdays we just run an open lobby, and I mean we get as many as 10 to 15 people just playing games. And if you just have a desire to just play new people, play new matchups, I mean, being in the Discord is your easiest way to just learn more about the game. It's not always about, rank points are cool, but I mean, becoming a better player overall, I think that'll sustain you.
Yeah, no, a lot of people fall into that trap of just endless ranked grind, hoping that they somehow improve from playing endless matches, and it's good in its own way, don't get me wrong. But I think this kind of play is also important, where you talk to people and you figure out what you need to do.
We've got Bingledorf on the Ken versus DKB, still in the JP. So DKB getting another look at Ken. This Ken wearing a better outfit.
I agree. I think this color is probably one of the better ones. Oh, but he's ready for that drive impact. Bingledorf is going to get a big combo here. Not a lot of drive gauge to work with, even though he has such a big life lead. DKB controlling the corner now.
And whittling away at that bar, using his bigger buttons to burn meter, but gets back thrown into the corner. This is a rough spot to be at JP.
Yeah, like we mentioned before, Ken, one of the best characters at taking you to the corner, and once he's there, also one of the strongest at pressuring you.
That crouch medium kick drive rush that everyone hates. Ken probably the worst abuser, having the ability to go into target combo. I mean, you're basically to the corner off of any confirm from Ken.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember I saw a tweet earlier today, I forgot who put it out, but somebody straight up suggested, they're like, remove the ability to crouch medium kick from drive rush. And I'm like, dog, nah. Like, that ain't it.
Ooh, interrupts interrupts the command grab. Bingledorf is doing a really good job of putting a flurry of buttons just out into this space. So not allowing DKB to really fight back at all.
Yeah, no, I mean, JP, as much as we talk him up, when you're just right next to him, I feel like his buttons are probably not the most ideal. Just him getting him to stop pressuring you, all he's got is OD amnesia. And just like here, there are options, like you saw there.
And amnesia, you know, it is trouble. I think it is an interesting tool to have in a game like this. But I mean, you know, can able to optimize the situation. You know, does still get hit, but I mean, kept stage positioning. I mean, look at the health disparity here.
Yeah, DKB, he's got a lot of meter to work with. Bingledorf does have the life lead, but DKB has the screen positioning and the drive gauge, and now Bingledorf, oh man. If Bingledorf didn't get that hit there, it would have been so scary. JP being able to chip you out so easily once you're in burnout.
I'd argue JP and Jamie are characters, and Marissa to an extent. Your health doesn't really matter because being burnt out against those characters is a terrible time. There's JP has so many ways to burn you out and also to chip you out that, like, your life is dependent on your OD meter.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh man, and DKB. Yep, here we go. You gotta hold all of this. All of this is real. Those ghosts now, no parrying them. You have to not guess high or low, but it's gonna be something that's definitely hard to deal with.
It's almost like 20% in just chip and just unavoidable damage as soon as you get into burnout.
Oh, right into the command grab.
Yep, DKB setting up shop. Ooh, the run stop. That's a good tech. Was punishable, but I mean, better to take no damage than let him take a free turn.
Absolutely. All right, DKB getting that full screen. Here we go. Oh, not quite maintaining that position.
DKB making an excellent choice of buttons here. Not needing to go for combos, just taking damage he can get.
Yeah, he recognizes that Bingledorf has a lot of resources, and if he messes up one time, it could be a lot of damage. So he just figured, you know, I'll slow it down, maybe a little bit less active, just react to what he wants to do.
Look at that. You know, change the pace. Was able to set up shot with some zoning, and then when it came down to it, winning the neutral, which I think as JP, if you're able to win the neutral and out button a Ken who's got some great neutral tools, you're on track to win a lot of games.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's pretty much Ken's only option in order to defeat you. And if you're beating him in that aspect, I mean, what do you do at that point, right? Oh, great sweep, but DKB, I don't know why he neutral jumped there instead of trying to, you know, steal that corner position. And now Bingledorf with that corner control.
But Stand Fierce is so active too. You could combo off of it so late. You kind of run into it trying to look punish it.
Yeah, and it's hit confirmable as well. I remember I was fighting, oh my god, who was it? There's a Ken player in the other Rainier Rushdown bracket. He was throwing out Stand Fierce a lot, and he was hit confirming it. And I was like, how is he doing that? That's not really a thing in this game. And then I realized, I'm like, oh, crouch medium kick isn't, but that Stand Fierce is. As like,
There's
I think
so much time.
Yeah, it's like 16 frame cancel window, I think.
Well,
But
also it's like it's a kind of button you can buffer off of, and it hits so far. Like I've gotten mid-screen confirms off of Stand Fierce.
yeah, absolutely. And it's hard to whiff punish too. Like I went in the lab to whiff punish that to maybe punish him for doing it. It's doable, don't get me wrong, but it's something you have to almost solely focus on to do properly.
Yeah, you miss time it a little bit. You try to hit him low.
Yeah.
And you're getting hit in the head. You know, you're getting punished kind of by it. That is definitely
Whiff
not a good
punish
time.
for your whiff punish attempt.
Good jump
That's
there.
dead. Yep,
You keep it
level
simple.
3.
You know, a lot of Kems will try to go for Dragon Lash or Thunder Kick, and it's like just do run DP super. I mean, you don't need, you know, 200 damage difference. If they have that little health, it's like just do a combo that'll win.
Absolutely. One game apiece here. Wait, was that 2 games? Did I blink?
I believe it was 2 games. I think Bingledorf started off 1 game 1. DKB fought back, got game 2, looked pretty good.
Okay. I assume there was one more, but I'm not keep track of these games well. But Bingledorf is gonna be moving on here against DKB, and I assume we're gonna be doing Miceston and Uncle Kevin with the Marissa mirror next.
I believe they are playing off stream.
Oh, they
in an
are
effort to save space or save time.
Oh man, that's unfortunate. Like Marissa Mirror, I don't know if you've watched it before, but it is one of the funniest things ever because both of them, it's just a slugfest. Both of them are just armoring through each other's gladiuses and like doing like charge stand fierce and like it's so sloppy, but it's so funny to watch at the same time.
Yeah, I've never, I will never play a mirror. I hate mirrors. I hate the idea of mirrors, and it's not because like first off, people think like a mirror. It's like, oh, if I win the mirror, I'm better at the character. It's like that doesn't mean anything. It's
Yeah.
Like, because I think a mirror, where it really gets like messy, is like you're breaking the rules. It's like who can break the rules better? Because like I played Ed in 5, and it's like Ed broke a lot of rules, and it's like when you're fighting another Ed, it's like, well, who's gonna break the rules better, or who's gonna not break the rule? Like the Yomi and like the way the game devolves, it's like I'm not even playing Street Fighter anymore.
Yeah, and often you have those really funny situations where your own character answers your own tool as well. So like I had the same situation in 5 where like Laura answers her own thunderclap really well. And so it's like, okay, so thunderclap's off the table. And she also answers cancels an EX thunderclap really well. Okay, so that's also off the table. So it just boiled down to like a slugfest in neutral where we're just trying to whiff punish each other. And it just got like really slowed down. And then when it came to the scramble, it was just hilarious. So
yeah, Laura 6'4". I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, not in my favor specifically. Just to make it clear. Oh man, but if we're not going to be doing that losers match that we were talking about, it looks like we are going to be getting Asokii and Sitoopie, so it's going to be Ken and JP, but I don't see them in the lobby here. I'm not sure what's going on. So I guess while we're waiting that, it's a good time to mention yet again, we got some fantastic tournaments here in this area. We got FGC coming up on the 21st. It's Street Fighter 6 and Strive, probably the 2 most popular fighting games right now. We got bonus round happening in Portland. We have Pinnacle happening in Vancouver. So many fantastic tournaments. You know, get out there, meet some people. The best part of fighting games, believe me, playing them is fun. Entering these tournaments is fun, but the community and hanging out with people, it's one of the best things ever. Just sitting on a couch watching somebody play like one of their games, rooting for them. That's what the FGC is about. That's the funnest part of it for me.
That's just what makes it the gift that keeps on giving. Because it's like, if you have a passion, you have something you love. Like I love playing fighting games. I didn't know that about myself until, you know, maybe around like 2015, 2016. But it's like, not only do I get to share that, but these are also people who care about it too. Because I mean, it takes effort to want to go out to an event, like to want to drive an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours to fly somewhere. And so these are all people who really love doing something, all coming together, and being able to share something you love it's awesome. And I mean, you can meet a lot of cool people. You can meet people who are really good at the game. There's so many different kinds of people in this community, and especially like in our small community, like we're just up in the Northwest. But I mean, like the more people you know, I think the more quality you can get out of life. And I mean, I would like to keep playing fighting games until I can't. So I need more people in my community to do that.
No, absolutely. I mean, I've made some of the best friends here in the fighting game community. I mean, it's always a pleasure to see you, of course, at events. We always, chop it up, play some sets, maybe grab some food. I've met, of course, Miceston, who's now running these tournaments, which is like crazy to see. Like I always used to run into him. We'd run sets. He's asked me for like tips here and there. He's using Luke back in 5. But now he's playing Marissa with me as well, which is like, that's crazy. So it's like, seeing all these people grow into like their own, like whether they're running tournaments, whether they're growing as players, and just overall, these are friends for life. The people who are like passionate about the same things as you, regularly attending these communities and just, constantly contributing and making sure that everybody that comes feels welcome and they feel like they're having a good time. I don't think I've gotten that feeling from any other community I've been a part of. Like everybody here, I feel is solely focused on that. And that's what truly makes it special. You have people coming from all different walks of life, all different beliefs, all different ideals and backgrounds and whatnot. And we all just come together simply for one thing, which is fighting games. And that's something beautiful.
Just to beat each other up, man. Just
To
get
beat
online,
each other up.
just beat each other up.
You know, it's like there would be no world wars if we all just play fighting games. You know, it's like why are we fighting? Run the set. Like we don't gotta throw missiles at each other. Run the set. That's how we're gonna decide it.
I mean, they already got Olympics. You know, they got be a real world warrior, right? It starts at
Absolutely.
home, it starts in your city, then it's your state, then it's flying across the country, then it's flying to different country.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these online tournaments are definitely a blessing, and I definitely feel that is a good addition to the Capcom Pro Tour as a whole overall. But definitely don't sleep on the in-person events. Like every time I go to an in-person event, I almost never regret it. Like going to Combo Breaker, going to Evo, going to Pinnacle, like we mentioned before, it's some of the best experiences I've had. Like meeting my heroes I've looked up to all the time, meeting like all the top players and whatnot. It's been some of the highlights of my life that I'm always gonna look back on. Like the day I met Tasty Steve was like one of the best days of my life. Like that man has so much energy. Like he is such a fantastic person. I aspire to probably retire one day from competing and be a great commentator like him or Sajam or Vicious or Yipes. I just love talking fighting games. You know, it's my passion. Like we've been talking about up until this point. I love it. It's the best thing. It's one of the best parts of my life.
Yeah, and it's there's always room for more people. I mean, right here, I mean, like myself and AAA, we play the game a lot. We like talking about the game. I mean, we kind of get caught in the whirlpool of talking about specific interactions, but that's just because we love what we do. We love playing the games, and if you'd ever want to be like a commentator or get involved in managing tournaments like Miceston, there's always opportunity for that, and it's just a simple just raise a hand or just send a message to someone, say, hey, I'd like to help out and I'd like to get involved. I mean, the only way to get good at commentary is by doing it, and I mean, I'd love to be amazing at commentary, but right now I'm still figuring it out. And so thank you guys for being here and listening to us, and also letting us have this opportunity to watch your games, talk about your games. I mean, we always need players. You need players to have commentators, and you need TOs to have tournaments. So we have to we have to give back somewhere.
Absolutely. I mean, production is one of the most underappreciated things, I feel. Like, tournament organizers are the backbone of this entire community. And so many times I feel like they're not as appreciated as much. Or you log on Twitter one day and there's some dumb discourse happening about that. I'm like, you do realize if they hang up the towel one day, you don't have tournaments to go to. Like, what are you saying right now? Like, you hear like all these things on Twitter. It's like, oh, the greedy TO is taking money and they're upping the venue fee by $5. I'm throwing a fit. Like what's wrong with you? Like,
they want to break even. Like, they just want to be able to have everyone come out. It's never about making, like, I mean, everything costs money, and everything takes money, and like the TO just wants to make sure that things run well. I mean, at the end of the day, we just want to share with you a tournament in the fighting games. So I don't know, man. I think that stuff's always crazy. I try to keep my head down when all the BS is happening.
Yeah, I know, for real. But like you were mentioning before, like the goal for most of them is breaking even. Like, if you think they're like profiting some crazy amount, like, you've clearly never run a tournament before. Like, you don't know what you're doing. Like, anytime they profit is usually like their own merch or something like that. But yeah, honestly, shout out to all these TOs, Miceston, Goon, PNW, Albie running bonus round, always doing a fantastic job. Dennis, anybody else that I'm not aware of that's doing a great job. I'm hearing about this FGC event a lot. I haven't been to it yet. But I think it's like number 8 or something now. They've been doing it a lot. I definitely want to go out there sometime and see what that's about. Anybody doing that job as a tournament organizer, like, you're doing God's work out here.
Yeah, you're providing everyone else the opportunity. It's really like, we should be thankful. But people say their minds on the internet. But let's talk less about the people who run the game. Let's talk about people in the game. We got Sitoopie and Asokii in winners finals. This is going to be a 1-3. Both of them have not lost a set, so it'll be interesting to see how this goes. Sitoopie, very solid jury player, and Asokii, a Ken who knows how to extend his combos and knows how to finish his plate, which I think is an important skill to have.
Yeah, and one thing I've definitely noticed watching both of these players is they are not afraid to spend their drive gauge. They'll go into burnout, they'll bust out EXDP like we saw just now, and they're not scared to go into burnout, and they seem to fight from burnout quite well.
Yeah, personal, I have trouble spending bar. I really do. I really find like I would do anything to not be burnt out, and I think that's probably a flaw I have. But I mean, being able to fight confidently with low bar, like Sitoopie here. I mean, Sitoopie barely on 3 bars there, winning that round. It's an important skill to have, to know your limits in and out of burnout with 1 meter, 2 meters.
Absolutely. I mean, I think I have the same flaw as well, if I'm being honest. Like, even if a combo is happening and I'm unsure if it's gonna kill or not, I almost always leave a little bit off of the table and just leave them alive, and I just make them guess one more time, and that sometimes comes to bite me back.
Yeah, sometimes they guess right. It always feels bad when like I had the kill, I took the easy route, and I paid for it.
Absolutely.
Asokii doing a really good job of putting jabs, putting lights out into space, just to make sure that Sitoopie is not taking any free space or walking up too much. It's important to know when you need to be hitting these buttons. Not so much because you're doing a ton of damage, but you're getting mental damage. You're making them feel like, oh, I can't even walk up. I can't even get in range to throw.
Oh, good shimmy from Sitoopie going into the level 3, and Asokii is going to be one guess from losing this round.
That burns a ton. That's almost 2 full bars. Yeah, look at that. Baits it. Baits it. That's exactly what you're talking about. You do the drive rush jab, you get the green flash, so they see the movement forward. Because if you just tap parry from full screen, that might not catch everyone.
Absolutely beautiful. That is exactly what I want to see. And Sitoopie is going to be taking the first game here. We'll see what the adaptation from Asokii is going to be here.
Almost enough space to get that wall bounce, but not quite.
All right,
Jury is just such a aggressive character. Beautiful perfect parry on the Jinrai. Jinrai is good, but it's not perfect. It's not guaranteed. And if you're able to react, you'll get paid like Sitoopie did just there.
Yeah, specifically the heavy Jinrai from Ken is what's scary, because if he makes you block it, it has so much block stun where he could frame trap you still, but he could just stop short and walk forward throw you when you're trying to perfect parry his follow-ups.
Yeah, heavy being +1, I believe.
I believe so.
Good drive rush. And drive rush jab, again, an amazing tool Ken has access to.
But Sitoopie putting Asokii in burnout though. And getting that conversion. Watch those feet. Don't let him get too close.
Round start DI, that's a great reaction. Dragon Lash is a strong tool, but if you're sharp and you're early to the DI reaction, it is never going to work on you. The only times you really need to watch out, like meaty DI or meaty Dragon Lash can be plus, but I mean, Sitoopie, 2 real encounters and making him pay a lot for it.
Oh man, the early level 3. It's definitely worth it, but is Asokii gonna be able to make this comeback?
That defense out of Sitoopie. Sitoopie didn't budge, waited for their moment, let their bar come back. That is real poise, and that's kind of hard to, especially when Ken's got great burnout options.
Yeah, Sitoopie looking really solid here. Asokii not quite finding the cracks in the defense, but here we go. Drive impact, here's the start of it. Oh, that's unsafe. Good punish from Sitoopie.
That one is plus.
Yeah, the way that you tell the heavy Dragon Lash, if you don't know, is you look for that little bit of screen shake, and that's kind of the indicator that I use personally. And also the sound effect is slightly different, but you know, there's not always audio.
Yeah. Because I play Ken, I kind of notice by the way he bunches up, like he starts the beginning of it, and also like the length of the animation. But I mean, this game you can get a lot of value out of having the sound cues for hearing different strengths of buttons, and I think if you don't mind game audio, I highly recommend playing with it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, but Sitoopie just looking so dominant so far. I mean, he's got the round up. He's just showing a really strong understanding of the neutral here against Asokii. And outstanding defense as well.
A good DI again. Asokii has gotten paid quite a bit for having good DIs, punishing those heavy kicks.
Oh, but the neutral jump, that's going to be dead. I don't know if I would have spent the level 3, but hey, he took the round.
Now that is one moment where it's important to know your options out of a drive rush. If he went with the run into Dragon Lash, then he has the opportunity to use any super. Potentially could have just done level 1 or level 2 to have at least a reversal super going this next round.
Yeah, exactly.
And you'll really see how much that'll cost him if we get down into like a burnout situation where they're out of meter.
Yeah, and I mean, not just reversals, just having that big level 3 to cash out for big damage for that third round is something that's just so common. If you don't have access to it, you just are at a severe disadvantage. But Asokii with the wall splat here. Sitoopie is not having it, but baits out his EXDP, and it's probably going to be CA here.
And I agree with this level 3 because of the meter you're getting back. You're basically a full meter. And Shuri is a character that does really well with drive rush approaches.
Oh, not quite close enough for a wall slap, but Asokii controlling the corner. It's going down to the wall, but the perfect parry from Sitoopie. I don't think it's going to kill. No, sir. Oh, no, but Asokii didn't block the cross up, and Sitoopie 3-0 is going to send him down to loser's bracket.
And that's exactly the situation you're talking about, you know, where back throw may have been a better call for stage position, but right there, Sitoopie spends an extra bar for the drive rush. But what they set up is they set up a safe jump and also like an ambiguous jump in. So, I mean, if you have an idea or you have a plan for how you're going to use the scaled combo, I would always recommend at least going with what makes the most sense. And for Sitoopie there, it was setting up a very ambiguous cross up. I mean, you know, when a one-hit situation, it's like didn't have super to spend. Sitoopie made a great call, and I mean that's 3-0 for Sitoopie, and they move on into grands, so they'll be waiting for their next game.
Indeed, and it looks like we'll probably be having the loser side happening next, which is Miceston and Bingledorf going up as our next match. So it's going to be Marissa and Ken going back to... Wait, these two haven't played each other, have we?
No, I think we've seen a different Marissa and Ken matchup.
Yeah, we've definitely seen them on the screen before, but it might have been Asokii with somebody else.
Asokii fighting Uncle Kevin.
Yes,
that was the
yes.
Marissa.
That was the one we're watching. All right, let's go, Miceston. Take your own tournament. Assort dominance. I want to see it happen. Oh, man. I'm always rooting for him. I love this guy. He's doing a great job out here doing the Lord's work, running tournaments. Always a fantastic person to be around. If you're ever at like the Locust Cider Friday locals, he's usually around there. He's usually hanging out. Always a great guy. Slam a beer with him sometime. But here we go.
Yeah, he's a great energy. Loves to play and also loves to set up situations for other people to play. I mean, it's important to have people like that. And starting off early, Bingledorf with a great reaction. There's a very small window to cancel into DI off a crouch medium kick, and Bingledorf is ready.
Oh man, Bingledorf has been so on point with those anti-air DPs.
Good combo there. Wake up,
All
there,
right.
but we're ready with OD.
Oh man, Bingledorf said no. You don't get a turn. Always my turn.
And that's a skill. I mean, you could be worse in the neutral, and you could be worse at the mid-screen game. But if you play the corner well, you are going to find yourself winning a lot of games. Bingledorf, I mean, Bingledorf has the full package, but played really well keeping the corner in the corner. I think that is a really important skill to have.
Absolutely, but Miceston now with the wall splat from the corner position, but not quite the conversion he was looking for.
Oh man, okay. Gets him into burnout. And a good air-to-air there.
Still a good situation for Miceston, and he's going to be taking this round. Both of them going into the last one with level 3 stocked.
An important skill to have is, okay, got the wall splat, didn't combo. Got the shimmy, didn't combo. Had a combo and he didn't combo. But being able to recover from that and still close out the round, having the mental fortitude is the biggest skill. Because sometimes you're going to miss a combo, sometimes spacing is going to be weird. But I mean, Miceston wasn't shaken by that. And he's one hit away basically from winning this round here.
Oh, but Bingledorf not out of it quite yet. Both of them can get huge damage off a good hit. Oh no!
Jump in too flush for a punish.
Alright, Bingledorf not out of it quite yet. Again, both of them still have the level 3. Yep, he's dead.
Tournament combo. You know, you don't need to do anything special. Just do medium, super. You know it's gonna work.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like this game, combo optimization is something that's so difficult, like recognizing the situations and understanding like spacing. Like when you wall splat somebody in the game, are you right next to them or are you far away like Miceston was in that one situation? You know, Merce's combo drastically changes based off of that fact alone.
Goes from getting a full extended combo to maybe just getting Gladius, because knowing what you can get from where you are is really good. It's really going to change the way you can. So wake up parry to stop the Dragon Lash and Bingledorf bounces right back. ODDP.
Alright, Bingledorf with the corner positioning. Guess the wall splat.
3-7 wall splat.
Oh, Miceston fighting back. Burnt out. Oh, but he burns himself out anyways. Gets the XDP. Oh man, one hit from Miceston, but doesn't properly jump over the fireball. And Bingledorf is going to be taking the first round here.
Really good recognition out of Bingledorf to be ready to EXDP on any of those block strings into Gladius. Letting Miceston know you don't have that free range. And what another crazy reaction. Stand Fierce, drive rush cancel, able to confirm into the DI. Showing that you really got to catch him slipping a DI.
Yeah, honestly, Bingledorf's reactions have been fantastic for both DI and for anti-air DP. Now he's going to get the level 3 here. Not quite though. Miceston has a chance.
There's so many options there. You can get Drive Rush Dragon Lash, Drive Rush just plus frames, Drive Rush bait super. Bingledorf played that really well. I mean, that confirmed was say no more. Money.
Absolutely. Oh man, in the corner already. That's the power of
Round
Ken.
Start to the corner, man. Ken's alright. He's alright, character.
Ah, he's okay. He's okay.
And another confirm. The crouch medium kick confirmed for Bingledorf is automatic.
Oh man, Miceston just not making the right guesses here on defense. Bingledorf taking the first round.
And that's the power of playing neutral well. I mean, he showed him Gladius, whipped it range, not available. Showed him that we'll confirm after the crouch medium kick. It can feel tough to be on that Mercy side. And there, I mean, going for DI to punish the fireball.
Oh, doesn't quite get the combo he wanted. Maybe missed the cancel.
Ooh, jumps over the EX Superman.
Alright, Miceston looking.
Drops it. You have to cancel the DP a little bit early, and like if you still have SF5 Ken muscle memory, you might drop that a few times. So I definitely feel Bingledorf there.
Oh, gets the crouch medium kick from the spacing trap in the corner every time. Now he's got to guess for his life.
Oh no!
Oh, he jumped early enough. Yeah.
Bingledorf wanted to go for something super optimal, and I respect the attempt, But this situation now with no bar, burnt out.
Oh, he
Yeah,
doesn't want
Miceston
to block.
capitalizes.
If he blocked that, it might have been dead. But it's just not in the cards for Bingledorf and Miceston. He is going to be taking the next game. It's going to be going down the last game, last round here, I believe. It's 2-2, right? I think it's 2-2.
I don't think this is first or third. Good DI there.
Wait, is it not?
No,
we're
losers
in
finals. This is loser semis.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
This is last game here.
All right.
Good jump out. I like the idea of trying to DI some of those close fireballs. It's another good option to potentially cash out a lot more than just jumping over a fireball.
Absolutely, but also the privilege of Marissa is she can kind of just do that charge Gladius in neutral, and it's also a great option if you're standing at the right range.
And Miceston, what a turnaround, you know.
Yeah,
playing
he's
very
getting
aggressively, using space well.
Yeah, he was getting really bullied and guessing wrong for like the first little bit, but it looks like he's made the adaptation here and he's controlling the neutral and guessing correctly a lot more.
Back in the driver's seat for sure. Good DI, but not close enough to the corner for a wall spot.
Oh, good read on the fireball.
No pickup.
It's okay, but Bingledorf getting the side switch back into the corner you go.
Burns himself out.
Oh, he's burnt out. This is going to be difficult for Bingledorf. He's got level 3. He's dead.
Oh, the crouch fierce. So
He's
the only thing
very
Bingledorf
close.
has here is wake up super. And Miceston could potentially dizzy him.
Is he going to go for it?
Who would level 1?
Oh.
Back to the neutral game.
Oh, he's
Bingledorf
almost out of
gets meter
burnout.
back.
It's okay. Oh,
Beautiful
he
Superman
goes
punch.
over the low with the Superman punch. Mice is gonna move on here. Unfortunately, gonna be another Ken that you have to go through though. Asokii waiting for him in the losers finals, which I believe will actually be a first to 3.
That will be a first to 3. You know, it's crazy you talk about, you know, going for the easy combo and not dropping it. We see Bingledorf there. You know, he baits the level 2. He tries to go for an optimal crouch fierce run stop combo, drops that combo, and from that round, from that point on, I feel like his mental might have been a little boomed. And I mean, like Miceston just kind of bowled over him in the last game. And just that one mistake can cost so much.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Just like we were talking about before, those mistakes, if you're not ready to shrug it off, they could just ruin the entire set for you and cost you everything that you've been working so hard for. But it looks like we're going to be moving on here with Aoki, who I think historically so far in this tournament has been doing a little bit better against the Marissas. Or Asokii, sorry, not Aoki. So we'll see if Miceston will be able to take him down this time around. We'll see if he's ready to deal with this muscle mommy. But before that, while we're waiting, again, one last time, look at all these tournaments that we got. We got FGC, we got bonus round, we got Fight Kingdom, we got Portland Punish. You know, sometimes like you get a little bit lazy, or maybe you're not in the know. You know, you don't have to wait for us to tell you. Just go into the Discord, scan that QR code, go to the events section. You'll see them we're gonna be posting constantly. You're gonna constantly get pinged. You're gonna be like, hey, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. You know, there's lots of events to go to outside of the stuff that we're just mentioning here. Not just tournaments, there's locals as well. You know, Friday locals at Locust Cider, and so much more. You know, get in touch with the community, talk to one of us if you're unsure. You know, not too difficult to get invested in.
Yeah, and it's super low commitment. I mean, if you just want to stop by, even if you don't want to play, I mean, there's a ton of places you can go. You can just watch, just meet people. We have so many different events and so many different locals happening in all different parts of the, you know, the Northwest. There's a spot for everyone, and you just need to, you know, just look or just show up. I mean, as soon as you're in the Discord, you're gonna get notifications if you're in the events channel. So I'd say you don't even need to. You can just lurk in the Discord. But looks like we're about ready to go with losers finals. We've got Miceston playing against Ken again. We're gonna have Marissa versus Ken.
All right, prediction time. You let me know. Who do you think is gonna take it? We have Asokii, we have Mice, and we have Sitoopie. 3 people left. Who's your money on right now?
I don't know. Watching Sitoopie play, I mean, Sitoopie has beaten both of the players that we got in losers finals. It'd be hard for me to put my money not on Sitoopie. I mean, the way they play the neutral, the way they control the screen, and the way they choose their combos and choose when to super. I think they've just got a really good understanding.
Yeah, absolutely. I would honestly be inclined to say the same thing, but I'm going to give it to Mice just because that's my boy. Not just because he plays Marissa, but that's my boy in general. He does so much for the community. I'll be rooting for him. Virtual Spirit Bomb, you got this, bro. Get back to Grands. Bring it home. Take your own tournament.
Well, and he's on a little bit of a win streak, too. He's still sharp.
All right, here we go.
Good target combo out of Asokii. One space that Ken doesn't have exactly the best punishes at that range, but the target combo, although it does whiff on crouchers, it is a nice option to have.
Absolutely. But Asoki's going to be taking the first round here with those Jinrai kicks in the corner. And round start, drive impact, getting the conversion.
That airborne DI is kind of awkward for a lot of characters to try to pick up, so good recognition on just doing run DP. Drops the combo in the jump.
Alright, Mice fighting his way back out of the corner, not quite armoring through how he wanted with the Superman punch.
And Asokii has this giving up space now, but I mean Asokii played in his face.
Oh, not quite.
And not quite enough to kill him.
Big level 3 combo. Let me see what you got. That's not...
Sets up the 50-50?
I mean, it's a thing, but... Alright. That's fine.
Jab check.
It's okay.
You did like the 50-50 there?
It's fine, but like... you want to spend it, you're going to get more meter. That's the thing. Like, when you spend the level 3, you get to start building meter again.
Get 2 back during the animation.
Yeah, and like the level 3 would have took him further in the corner as well, but you know, maybe next time.
Hey, burned out early. You're only 22 seconds in. Cheeky little overhead reset on the run.
All right, Asokii burnt out already. But as you can see, that weakness of Marissa, sometimes those surprise jump-ins are really hard to catch, especially when they're up close.
Gets the wall splat from deep.
Yeah, oh my god, that was so far. Oh, he's just waiting. He wants him to make a mistake, but the drive rush! Asokii doing the corner side switch combo.
That's what they want out of the game.
Yep. From burnt out immediately back to 1 bar.
You know, but I mean, it's a strat. It's a way to play the game. If you like going forward, if you like being able to put the pressure on, I mean, like, there's a style for everyone. And I mean, Ken is definitely a character that benefits from being able to move forward.
Absolutely.
So
okay, almost optimal combo there from Mice. That was pretty solid.
Oh no, and that's that heavy Jinrai you're talking about. You know, do it in the.
You gotta be careful. Oh man, burnt out in the corner. I think no, he might have a sliver.
He's gonna be alive after this, but the situation where Ken has more burnout back than Marissa is really rough to be in.
They're both burnt out though, and Mice, he still has level 3.
Miceston with those little mini buffers.
But Asokii is now out of the burnt out state.
Oh no.
Oh.
Miceston had a moment there. It was awkward because it was uncharged Fierce, I believe.
Yes.
Can you combo off of uncharged Fierce?
Yes, but you can't. There's not enough frame advantage usually where like a far button will reach. You have to be really close. But Mice, he's looking a little bit better.
Oh, Superman punch was
quite.
plus enough to allow the DI. That's a great round out of Miceston. I mean, again, showing that not shaken by, you know, the rounds that might go 50-50, might go close. Miceston's still playing their game. Nice tech.
All right, double check my facts real quick. Raw back heavy punch is only +3, so no, you cannot get a combo off a normal hit. You have to cancel it.
Ooh, good meteors there out of Miceston. And the command grab. This is a tough spot to be in for Asokii. Miceston, good meaty. Checks the, I believe, stuffs a Dragon Lash.
Yeah, no, he did a lot better. That round went way quicker.
It's just so fast in between games too. We're so blessed to not be in Street Fighter 5
Oh,
anymore.
what was that? Aim behind him!
Cross up jumpers.
All part of the plan.
That's your normal DP punish, right?
Oh
Good
man,
down meaty punch buffers.
Dude, I don't even use that jump normal. Like, it doesn't really do anything.
Yeah, I mean, you're not using it in the situations. Meissen will teach you something about it.
Yeah, maybe.
Wanted to DI the Genrai a little bit too late to react. If you're not fast, especially with that Genrai being plus, you will have time. That is a great combo choice to secure the round. Use all your bar. I mean, and again, the best resource you can have is a round one. So going into this round with no super meter, but up a round.
Oh, yet again, baiting out the DI for that Superman punch.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, both of these players just trading DIs back and forth, and Asokii with the side switch combo, even though he's burnt out, still a pretty favorable position.
I guess I'm more seeing now that Marissa really struggles to kind of hold someone down, especially when they get burned out. Unless they're in the corner, it's hard for Marissa to really chase.
Yeah, I find that Marissa has a good way to get in and be plus, but you only guess once, and then after that you're kind of just out of there. Because you see that that forward medium is plus, but after you block it, it's like she doesn't have like looping stand medium punch like Manon, you know.
Yeah, there's a bit of drops the punish on the raw Tatsu, but was able to connect on a counter hit later. These are some pretty scrappy rounds here. Both of them are playing. You can tell they both want to win really bad. Beautiful Gladius.
Oh, the Gladius armoring through.
At level 3, that is the right time to spend it. You're going to guarantee the burnout. Yes, Ken has meter to do super, but you put yourself in a really good position to win this.
One guess.
Was waiting for the whiff. Now this is maybe half health. Still not at a burnout, but it's a good.
It's a hill to climb for sure, but it's doable.
Oh man, I can't believe we got it with the run, but you know, Miceston keeps it solid. He gets two back. I think this.
Look at
we're
this
on
comeback.
for a reverse sweep here.
Seriously.
Two back to back.
All right, we're catching up. Okay.
Neutral jump punish on the Superman punch.
Oh man, Mice just looks lost what to do against that Jinrai kick.
Especially in the corner. Meisen's been having a tough time getting on the corner.
Oh, parry! He thought he could DI it. Oh, yet again, both of these players just swinging for the fences with their drive impacts. But Asokii is looking at grand finals. They want it real bad.
And the cool thing is, like, in some matches you might see 1 or 2 DIs, but because they're using it so aggressively, like here, reaction to the Dragon Lash, you're really seeing how it can change the shape of the game. OD wake up.
Yeah, absolutely. I personally don't answer the Dragon Lash with DI, just because if they do the lighter version, I could get DI'd back. I prefer to answer it with like a stand jab, and then doing like a drive rush combo.
Yeah, and definitely a lot safer there. But Drive rush jab
Asokii.
into Dragon Lash pressure when you're on low health like that is hard to do if you're looking at a high-low mix-up. Asokii.
Oh man, so it looks like we're gonna have a battle of the top tiers. Ken and Jury. God, I can't remember names.
Sitoopie.
Sitoopie. It's hard to say. They're gonna be waiting in grand finals, and it is gonna be a hill to climb for Asokii. Gonna have to have the reset happen, and then take another 3 games if they're gonna want to seal it.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, we're seeing a run back. Sitoopie did win this last meeting 3-0.
Yeah, no, unfortunately it was quite convincing, so I'm a little worried for Asokii going into this to see if they can make the adaptation, but, you know, if we get a grand finals reset at least, that would be nice to see. A few more games, see how these two players are gonna adapt to each other. It's something that really you only see in grand finals, because you have more games to work with, where like in a 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 5, it might be really hard to make the adaptations happen. But once you get the grand finals happening where it can go up to 6 games, you really start to see those player-specific adaptations start to happen, because you've been given the time and you see how they're reacting to stuff, what options they're picking, what their decision making is. And overall, your decision making starts to lean more towards what they're choosing to do rather than what's optimal, you know?
Yeah, and it comes down to that ability to play against the player, because like, you know, we're gonna see some Jury versus Ken specific things, but it's gonna get to that point to like, well, Sitoopie does this jump and I know how to deal with this jump, or Asokii does backdashes here every time, and that's when you really get down to the nitty-gritty of the game, where it's like, you know, the tier list matters and having good characters matter, but it really comes down to how you play and how you maneuver that decide if you win or not. I mean, everyone's got the tools to win, and it's about how you put them together.
Absolutely, and we're gonna get started here. Grand finals of the very first rookie bracket. We got Sitoopie sitting on the winner's side. We got Asokii on the loser's side. Let's get it started here once my thing catches up. All right.
Again, another note, these are 2 players that are not afraid to spend the drive meters. They're both at 1.5, maybe 2. Run, stop, and the throw reset. I love the aggressiveness out of Asokii.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I find that habit that I kind of subconsciously do is I require either 5 or 6 bars to do like a 3-bar drive rush cancel off of a button, because when you have like 4, it can be really scary only having 1 bar left. But both of these players, they're not really scared to spend it even when their bar is not that high.
Yeah, you're in that range when you spend 4 bars and you only have like 4.5. You know, you're 1 heavy into a special into being burnt out, and like that's just a complete no-fly zone for me. But having the confidence to spend it, I think, is important, because it keeps the opponent on their edge. And, I mean,
oh man, I think Sitoopie was trying to bait the super there, but in that situation, not quite enough frame advantage for that jab to recover in time and bait out the super.
Yeah, another one. I'd say it might be one of the easiest reversal level ones to get out, because you're holding back already, and it's a backwards quarter circle button. So I think it's honestly one of the better level ones for its specific role.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sitoopie fighting back here convincingly. Huge life lead with Asokii in the corner, getting the perfect and taking the second round here.
What an answer. The same opening gambit has happened 2 times in a row. Dragon Lash off the start and DI as a reaction. So Sitoopie definitely feeling comfortable early.
There's that safe jump that we saw earlier. Now Sitoopie is going to be spending that level 3. And Asokii still with that big stick of butter to work with, though.
You know, now in the CA range, I mean, 1 good hit and then one super read away from potentially winning.
Oh man, yeah, Sitoopie just backing off. He doesn't have to commit to too much, just throwing the low fireball, walking behind it. Asokii is gonna have to be the one to be. Oh, backdash looking for the shimmy, maybe?
Yeah, the aggressive round out of Sitoopie there. Sitoopie, very comfortable taking time, but also not afraid to put the pressure back on the opponent. And switching up that speed, I think, is really important. Huge for Asokii.
All right, with Asokii now fighting back with the corner positioning and the DI wall splat.
A really good skill of knowing when you're a little bit negative, or knowing in those situations where it's good to tap parry just on the off chance you catch a light like that. I mean, he was able to catch a light for creative corner carry. Just a good habit, or at least a good idea to have.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something I've been trying to implement a lot more in my gameplay. Because it's something that you don't really think about where you're like, oh, -3 in the parry. And it's like, that's bad, right? It's like, no. Like, a lot of people would just retaliate with a jab, but sometimes it can be a fantastic idea. It'll change the flow of the match.
Ooh, dude, again, Asokii is not afraid to spend it on wake up. Sitoopie hasn't respected it quite yet, so Asokie's seeing a lot of value out of these wake ups.
Yeah, Asokii here with the level 3. I imagine he'd probably want to spend it this round so he could start to build it for the last one. Or if he can just get this looping pressure in the corner and win without it, that would be even more favorable. Oh no, is he gonna regret later not spending a little bit of meter on that combo? I hope not.
Doesn't block the cross up.
No,
not enough to kill, but
yeah, he's gonna save it. That's smart.
no.
Level 3. No. The regret. Oh my god, if Asokii just spent a level 1 or maybe even an EXDP in that combo, Sitoopie wouldn't have been able to make this comeback and take the second game here, putting him at tournament point for this next game. Oh man, something I've been noticing Sitoopie doing a lot as well is when he's being pressured, he's not scared to do that crouch medium kick right away to catch him walking backwards and get either a hit or even on block. Worst case, you're going to be at frame advantage.
Yeah, just catching those one-off situations to make them feel like they can't move or that they're trapped, and that makes it really hard to want to go in for combos. Nice.
Slowing it down. Sitoopie looking for some kind of bait, walking backwards, but Asokii not quite biting yet.
Asokii with the medium Dragon Lash again. But Odie's enough to secure the round. Strong round out of Asokii there. Kept the advantage and played strong with the lead.
Absolutely. Asokii is still in this with a round up. Oh, there's that Jinrai that we were talking about before. Oh, just busts out. All right, Asokii with a life lead here.
Combo off the punish kind of fireball. And another OD. Asokii still not deterred. Wakes up, grab, walk forward, throw. Doesn't get the back throw, but gets the damage.
Oh man, but Sitoopie still has quite a significant lead here. It's gonna be difficult for Asokii to close it out unless he spends level 3 somehow to close it out.
The drive with the crouch medium kick. Doesn't even need to spend meter. That's just good awareness, being ready, knowing your opponent wants to get in and putting out the right button. Another crouch medium confirmed. And spending it here.
Oh man, it's gonna be such a difficult situation. But Asokii still has a chance.
The light confirmed, the 3 lights, man. Yes, the Sitoopie's playing so comfortably.
Yeah, having a 3-hit light confirm is probably one of the stronger things you can have in this game. Especially if you can do it from the crouching one.
Oh man. What a reaction. Able to get 2 lights, drive rush, still confirmed. and you know, DI the DI back.
Oh man. Sitoopie just looking so dominant this tournament.
And
He definitely he had the reactions, he has the optimal combos, and overall just nobody could break that solid offense and defense that he was showing us this whole time.
Yeah, those are all the makings. Those are all the important skills needed to continue to hone. Because really, it's like when you have the ideas down, when you know how you're going to deal with dry rush, know how you want to combo, know when you should be using CA. Really, it just comes down to consistency. And Sitoopie's got all the makings. There's a reason they made it through the tournament all the way through without dropping a set, through winners. Amazing play out of Sitoopie and great games out of everyone. We had a lot of fun sets down in the semis and the quarters.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, so many fresh faces that I've never seen before that I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for going forward. And it's going to be a great time going to these brackets every single 2 weeks. Make sure you sign up. Make sure that you're aware, both the regular tournament if you're above master rank and this rookie tournament. If maybe you're struggling a little bit, maybe you know you're scared to enter a tournament, you're not sure like if you're just gonna get run over. This is a great place. There's no shame coming here. Don't be scared. Come to learn, come to grow. All these players are really nice, like we've been saying all this time. But that's going to be it for us. Congratulations again to Sitoopie for taking the first rookie bracket. And we're going to be closing the night out here. Thank you so much, Motivation, for commentating with me. It has been a fantastic time, brother.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful evening. We had some great games. Everyone, I want to be seeing a lot more names sign up for next Wednesday's tournament. We have the ladder tournament for everyone. Which is just open invitation, you know, get a lot of games in, get a lot of games with new people. But again, thanks everyone for hanging out with us. Thanks to the players. Thanks for Biscuit for running the stream. Appreciate everyone, guys.
Absolutely. And yeah, no, real quick, you can sign up for the next ladder right now. I just wanted to point that out. They asked me to say it, but yes, have a good night, everyone. Peace out. Bye-bye.